Whoops. Hey everyone, how's it going? Messed up my camera there for a second. Let me make sure it's all good. Hey, how's it going, everyone? How are you? It's the day. It is Friday, and that typically means viewer levels, and it does. And tonight is no exception. However, this however, this game just came out, and I wanted to give it a go. This game is Clive N Wrench. Clive N Wrench. It is a indie platformer that people have been looking at for a while. You know, people that they've been making it for a long time. You know, it's been one of those indie platformers people look at and go like, "Oh, hey, there's an indie platformer. Maybe it'll come out. It's a 3D one, so that's kind of a rarity." And sure enough, this one's finally come out. I'll say the the word of mouth is not good. So, and I bought the Switch version, which is supposedly the roughest version. So, yeah, I guess we'll see. After we'll get to the Mario Maker soon enough. I started a little early in order to like get through this part, so we could have a quick look at it without spending too much Mario time. But I'm thinking like maybe a half hour from now, I would guess. Maybe like a half hour of this. And Lord Bowser has a thank you all for the levels. Again, let me say, as I viewer levels will follow this look at Clive and Wrench. And hello French Bleach, hello Lord Bowser, hello Highway. And yes, I understand Highway. Your time is limited. Hopefully we'll get to the viewer levels before your time is up. Anyway, let's I'm gonna hit the button and let's see what's up. If the volume is too high, let me know. Kinda looks like the volume is just fine where it's at. So yeah, this is a 3D platformer, an indie one. One of the like handful of ones from no-name creators. Other examples of those include Lobo Destroyo, which never came out. And yeah, that's about it. Lobo Destroyo, Clive and Wrench. These two games have been kicking around as like, they're like 90s throwback games that maybe one day they'll come out. This one has. Again, people are a little bit negative on this one, and they say the Switch version's the worst version. Unfortunately, that's the version I got because I was impulsive and I bought it before I looked at all the reviews. Well, I looked at the reviews and I was like, oh, the reviews just say it's very bad. Okay, well, whatever. I'll just see for myself. Maybe that was the bad choice, but whatever. Let's see. Give me control. Okay, so what happened? Well, the frame rate is a little rough, and it's just a cutscene, so that's worrisome. I don't know if y'all can notice the frame rate a little bit choppy right out the gate. Is it weird to say I think that skateboard looks good? Is that like a like, look at that, there's a Bad Fur Day on the thing. Except it's Bad Breath Day. Little Conker reference. That skateboard texture looks pretty good. That feels like it is a little bit of a, what's the word? Backhanded compliment? Like, oh, that texture looks really good. Oh, it's like it's the actual object. This cutscene may be a little too long. All these cutscenes. I don't know you need this much story. I like it I was about to, I feel like you're in a bad place if if I'm reaching for comparisons to Glover, and they're like, I like the way the Glover does it better. In Glover, they just introduce the 3 characters. It's like, oh, the wizard. And the wizard is like brewing potions or whatever. And then the potions explode, and then the glove flies off. And it's like, the Glover. And, what's the fuck the other glove? The other glove falls into the potion, and he becomes evil. And that's all the plot you need. And that's sort of a similar style of storytelling to this, where it doesn't have any, like, dialogue. And it's a lot better on account of it's faster, and it tells you everything you need, like, really quick. Again, I'm a little worried. Just not a good sign when you can make comparisons to Glover, and the Glover comes out looking like the better game, you know? I guess I'll say I don't mind Glover. I actually like it a bit. It's fun, even though it's rough and weird and a little bit crummy, maybe. It's charming to me. Okay, enough of this. I don't care about any of this. Let's see what the game is. Okay. Kind of funny that there's prices, but whatever. Wait, options. Let's go to options for 99 pence. Game. No, all that is good. Controls. Those aren't really options. There's no settings here. Also, if you hit down or up, it takes you out of the options screen. Kind of weird. How's the volume, by the way? Do a quick test. Looks fine. This looks like an Xbox 360 game, even though it's on the Nintendo Switch. Yeah, and it performs badly for a 360 game. It's like a badly performing 360 game. Okay, so there's a radar. You can go to sleep. Attack is on A? What? Chimp Chopper and Glide underwater is on Y. Interact is on X. Jump is on B. Okay. I guess that's fine. Also, I guess we have no choice in the matter. Starting a game will overwrite any data in this slot. Yes, there's none. So how y'all doing? How is y'all Friday? How is y'all week? We got like a whole loading screen to get through. Oh, that actually went pretty fast. Well, the middle part of it did. I'm doing alright. Happy it's the weekend. I slept mostly a normal sleep last night, which was great after, you know, my sleep schedule has been a little bit weird recently. Oh my god. Your week has been great. You did exercises this week? Man, it's been too long since I did exercises. Look, I don't... So... This feels, not good. Like, right out the gate. The way the running around feels... The jumping, especially, feels, like, really weirdly... Oh, it's not even, like, floaty. It's like gravity. It's like floaty, and also you don't jump very high. And also there's like a noticeable lag between hitting the button and actually like taking off the ground. Especially when you're moving for some reason. Air control is really limited. Like I'm holding left here, holding right, and yeah. Yeah, that's a double jump right there. If you turn around midair, you just sort of stop. You don't just, like, You can't, like, pull it back. Ooh. Got, like, an attack there. Attack you do in midair. There's, like, a propeller thing you can do. Okay, so that's, like, a hover. There's some... Okay, I'm realizing there's a little bit of, like, Mario 64 in here. If you do, like, a turnaround, you'll do, like, a high jump. And also, maybe if you jump while you're rolling? No. I'm not sure how I did a high jump. Maybe that's like if you do a spin or something? Maybe that's only if you like reverse. Do like a Mario backflip. You think this was not made for the Switch in mind? Yeah, I've heard this is the roughest version of the game. It's too bad though, that's the one I bought. You should make all the versions good if you're gonna put out all the versions at once. Sometimes, you know... Okay, let's go to orientation. What the fuck is that? Also, by the way, I'll say, look at this camera speed. This is me holding all the way on the left stick, pulling far as I can on the right stick. Let me show you. Can you see it? Can you see how I'm holding all the way on the side? This is as fast as the camera goes. And if you recall, we checked the options, and there's no camera sensitivity option there. This is a slow camera speed. Yeah, I wonder if it's just for this menu, for this hub. Let's find out. But yeah, this is a really badly feeling... Nope, still with the camera speed. Can you, like... Okay, you can do the old, you can, like, hit R. You can hit RZ, ZR, to, like, face the camera towards the direction you're facing. That's a small mercy. This is weird. This kind of looks like just a test area. It looks like they didn't finish this area. I don't know if that's what they were going for, but not... Ooh, I don't know about this. Oh, hang on. You can duck and do like a ducking jump. You can also slide by hitting the R that way. Nancy's equipped with a backpack with a watch detecting radar system. Activate it, and it should point you to the nearest watch. It's okay. There we go. It's Y. It's X to open a info panel, and then it's another button to close it. It's kind of weird. I feel like it should be the same button to open and close the motherfucker. Are those placeholder textures? That was what I wonder. This really looks like this isn't done. This tutorial area in particular. Okay, so we can swim with Y as well. Oh, this feels bad. Oh, I get it. Maybe it's like, maybe it's like Zelda. Maybe you can only swim to a certain depth. No, I think you can swim farther. Okay, this is like Banjo. You point in the direction and you hold a button. But it's like really, really slow Banjo. Let me see. Do I have to hold down like a button to go faster? This is like the slowest swim speed I've ever seen. Oh wait, maybe with the... Okay, it's L. L is sort of a fast stroke. Sort of a fast stroke. Oh my god. This is rougher than maybe I thought it would be. I'll say. Jesus. Okay, so it does tell us like L is how you swim fast. My question is, why? Why do it like that? Why L? Why L swim fast? Oh my god. A. A does attack. And what's with the monkey? Oh, I see. I'm swinging the monkey around. It's kind of hard to see the monkey, so it didn't even. I thought that was like a monkey I had to grab or something. I forgot. They're doing like a Banjo-Kazooie thing. If you ever play the game, you will play it in 1.25 speed. Is it possible to speed up games like that? Like, I guess if it's on Steam, it's probably like a mod. Geez, these controls are really unintuitive. Like, again, I don't know if you recall, they have attack on B and hover on like holding down Y in air. I feel like attack should be on Y, and then it should also hover on in air. Like, it should be both things. Very, very bad feeling. Oh my. Oh my. Where am I going? I lost the cake. Okay, I think we're orientated. On a modded Switch, you can speed up PC. You can speed up games, and also on PC. Didn't know that. If you need to brush up on your advanced moves, Those were advanced moves? Check out orientation. Otherwise, onwards and upwards towards the next area. Honey, I Shrunk the Chimp is over there. Okay, so it looks like I'm confused. So like, can you go in like any area that strikes your fancy? That's not locked? Let's look over it kind of looks like most things are unlocked actually, except for the Great Wen. Yeah, I'll just basic setup seems to be it's like time periods all come together. There's like a goat in the middle. The Dionysus and Olga Greatest Science Show. Through the Ripper. Okay, those are probably the bad guys, I guess. Okay, so each of these is like a different era, and I guess each of them has a boss that's sort of looks like they're in the wrong era. If just looking at like the bosses, like that boss is a dinosaur, is in the Middle Ages world. The pirate is in the ice world. The a mantis is in the pirate world. Clearly, everyone's mixed up a little bit. Let's just read. Okay, I'll say the best thing about this game so far is these level names. Let's read them out for us. Middle Age Crisis. Ice Curatops. Ice Curatops. Ice Curatops. Okay, that's like a prehistoric world. I see. Corsair Cove. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think... Okay. I think we got it backwards. This isn't to say that there's the dinosaur boss in this one. What it's saying is we have to beat the dinosaur to get there, and of course the dinosaur will be in this one, the ice world. We have to beat the pirate to get in that one. The pirate is going to be in the pirate world. Okay, so that's confusing, but that basically means is we have to beat each level to go to the next one. Hair today, gone tomorrow. Gong tomorrow. That's too much. That's two puns. You went too far there. Also, I'm not sure that really gives like an Asian, like a China vibe. Hair today, gong tomorrow. Oh, I guess because gong. That's not very good. That one doesn't work. The chimp, the bag, and the bunny. No, that one's not good. Let's okay, rank these. Middle Age Crisis, 4, pretty decent. Ice Curtops, 1 star, that doesn't work. Corsair's Cove, 3 stars, that's fine. Kind of flavorless. Here today, gone tomorrow, 2 stars. Very not good pun. The chimp, the bag, and the bunny. 3 star, no, 2 stars. Just that doesn't work. Ancient Grease trap. I think that's the best one yet. I think that's 5 stars. A grave mistake. 4 stars. That's decent. I like that. Wait. A grave mistake. Oh, wait a minute. No, I think actually let's go 3 stars. It's just kind of okay actually. Tempest Tombs. 3 stars. It's all right. Cajun Mob Bog. 4 stars. Didn't expect it. The Great Win. Don't understand what it means. 2 stars. Bunny, I Shrunk the Chimp. Again, too much. 3 stars. It's fine though. Okay, actually these names, they're still the best thing I've seen so far, but not exactly the best. Not exactly like S tier, you know? So I guess what you do here, so you gotta get like pocket watches to unlock that level. And I guess that must be like a London level, because that guy looks like a London tough, so I guess you go into this level and you collect things. Let's go into this level and collect things. Again, cannot stress enough. Does not feel good. You know, I guess I'll say it is a little bit impressive that there's no load screen between the hub and this area. But it's like a little bit. It's not a lot of bits. You know, it's well, this area seems pretty small anyway, and yeah, I guess I shouldn't be impressed by that. But I guess it says a lot about my first impressions. Otherwise, again, this camera, holy shit. Well, not everyone can be a not everyone can be a not everyone can do like, can be like, Hat in Time, where it comes out of nowhere and is like super impressive. You know, some games are just gonna come out by indie people, and it turns out like, oh, it turns out they didn't know how to make a game. And, yeah, it, shows. I heard, I did like a, there was like a, does anyone know not People Make Games, Game Builders Workshop, the YouTube channel? They did like a think piece, a think piece game that basically allowed you to play around with the physics of platforming, right? Of like physics, platforming physics. Basically with the intent of showing like, oh, it's actually really hard to make physics that feel good, right? Like, try messing around with these knobs and see if you can make a good feeling game, and you'll be surprised how hard it is. And indeed, I messed around with it and was surprised by how hard it was, but oh no, you still look at that and think like, well, I don't know, there are so many games right now that nail it so effortlessly, or at least it seems effortlessly. It's easier to take for granted, you know, such things. You feel like someone would put together a thing like this and go like, oh, it feels terrible. We cannot, like, move forward until we get it feeling good instead. But yeah, I guess it's just a factor of how hard everything is then. So, yeah. They spent a lot of time making, like, silly parody stuff for, like, the environments. You know, like, you can see here, like, Jesus fucking Christ. Operation Mood Stay. That's probably a reference to something. Paladin Snake with the Bowie guy. A book called Space, or a magazine called Space, similar to Time. Okay, here's a load screen. We found it. We found the load screen. Everyone. I feel like... Huh. What the fuck? Okay, this was actually the level. That area was like a hub before the level. Did I just ground pound? I activated the switch, but I didn't ground pound the first time. That's weird. Oh, wait. Oh, look at this. I ground pound if I'm stationary. Okay. Sometimes I don't do a full ground pound even though I hit the button. I just sort of land. Kind of weird. There's like tutorial things around to talk to me and shit. Fuck. Yeah, so far I would say, look, if you're looking for like like a 3D platformer to play right now, you know, say you're looking for one you've never played. You know, let's say there's some reason why you can't just pull up, you know, you can't just pull up like Banjo-Kazooie or a game that, you know, maybe you've played 100 times. Or Glover, you know. Let's say that you can't play Glover for some reason. Maybe you played that too many times, you want something new. I'm willing to bet there's a 3D platformer you haven't played that's better than this game. Like, have you ever played Toy Story 2 for the N64? That game feels better than this by, like, an order of magnitude. And that's not something I usually say. You know, that game is, like, charming, and it's, like... in, like, being slightly rough. You know? This game is slightly rough. It's mostly rough, and also... Ugh. Oh, I see, I have health. My health is cake. Just realizing that. I would recommend virtually any, like, N64 platformer that I know of. Donkey Kong 64, either of the Banjos. I found an ancient stone. Certainly not the last. I don't know about that. That might be the last one I find, actually. Let's be real here. How many of those fuckers do you have to... You got Toy Story 2 for free a few years ago. Is it any good or just okay? I would say it's like a solid 3-star game. You know, it's a little bit like you know, doesn't really compare to like I would say it's like sub Glover in terms of like quality. Like I would put Glover above it, but I do think it's like a perfectly fine 3D platformer that you can play. It mostly feels good. Oh, and Mix, you have the N64 version. Keep in mind, I believe you need a expansion thing in order to save. I don't think it has like built-in memory, that game, which, you know, you probably should count that against it. I probably should count that against it because that is weird when games didn't offer the memory stuff. I saw the reviews varied of this from like 1 star to 3 stars, and I gotta say, coming in at like, I see the argument for 1 star. I think it might be, yeah, this I don't see how you can play this and go like, well, it looks bad, performs bad, it's glitchy, the controls feel abysmally bad, and also they're really confusingly laid out. The detail in the world is, like, laudable, I guess. You know, it's you know, praiseworthy that they actually set out to, like, cover the world in art and stuff that you could, and, like, silly references, I guess. Watches are representation of tears in space-time. Pick up enough of them and they'll be able to go to another era. Great, so the objective is just to collect all the little things. Christ. Or the thing that plugs into the controller? Yes, that's right. That's what I mean by the expansion pack. Not the expansion pack, the yeah, controller pack. Memory pack. Oh, I think the vents was hurting me. Can I? Oh, I can jump out. So far, so good. Okay, so this... What we're learning here is this game fucking loves puns. Not exactly the best puns in the world. Checkpoints will save your location. Got it. It's kind of weird that the text takes a while to come in. And you can't skip to the end, but you can dismiss it early. So, you know, if you want to read it, you have to wait. That's weird. That ain't right. I feel like this needed, like, another couple of years in the oven. And also they needed to listen to whoever, you know, play tested the game and presumably told them everything I'm telling you now. Right? Like, oh, what the fuck is with this camera? Why is it like this? Like, how did they land on the camera being this bad? And again, I'll say, making a game is hard. I understand that. I've heard, you know, no small amount of horror stories. I've heard that it's a miracle that any game comes out. And, you know, I watched the Double Fine, the Psychonauts documentary recently, and, like, yeah, even with a team as like seasoned as Double Fine, even with as many people as they had a hell of a time getting that game out and getting everything in it and getting it as good as it got. So I can believe that, like, a 2 or 3 person team would also have trouble with it, but, you know, some things I just cannot understand shipping them as such. Like, the camera controls, you know, I don't see how you can feel good about that. The way that the attack button is A on a Switch controller. I don't get how no one in testing says, oh, maybe you should make that like an option. Maybe adding the option would have, like, introduced bugs. I guess. In which case, make it just Y. Just make it Y then. You have to collect a lot of these fuckers to get to the next area, how? Oh, I'm collecting bees. I didn't realize I was collecting bees. 3 bees in. Indie carts. Man, I would like to, like, poke the head in and see another world. Just for shits and giggles, you know, but I don't know. Can we really do another 200 of them? Yes. Yes, I'm gonna believe in myself. Oh my god. Also, by the way, I'll say, just for what it's worth, this game is way too much money for the quality here. Like, it's like, $30. That's too much. This should be like 15 bucks at max. I don't know. I guess, you know, fuck. Again, making a video game is expensive. So I guess I understand these days, even indie games, they have to price themselves pretty high in order to, you know, make sense. We got a radar. That's right, we can turn on a radar and that'll point us towards a thing. Can we wall jump? No. What in the fuck is it pointing us towards? Oh, it's probably in the other room. We're still like... Wait, can you go inside these drawers? Oh. There's something up there. This looks like something I can climb, but I guess it's not. Oh, you think that's enough to get to the next level? Save game. Are you sure you want to exit to space between time? Any unsaved progress will be lost. I saved. Why would progress be lost? Why not just save the progress then? It's unclear to me what that means. Can we go to another area? I would like to go to another area. And then I would like to go play a good game. Mario Maker. Did we get enough? We've gotten 441. Oh fuck, we're actually like 9 away. Okay, I can do this. Let's go into orientation and see if I can... Maybe there's one in orientation I can get. No, it's pointing me towards... Oh wait, there's one right there. And one right there. Okay, I just need 5. And then I can go into that next area and we can have a look and say, oh, this looks not good. And then we can move on. How does that sound? 5 more of the motherfuckers. And also some of them seem to be like grouped, you know, some of the watches, you get them and they count for like 2 or 3 or something. Which seems weird. Seems like they should be like in groups of 5 or more. And also it sounds weird to me to like be using Conquer or to be using other... Actually, you know what I was thinking? Actually, I'm thinking of a good game. I'm thinking of the way that, you know how in Donkey Kong, right? When you collect a banana bunch, the banana bunch splits into like 10 separate bananas and zooms out to the counter? Or you know how in Rocket the Robot, is that what it's called? What the fuck is Rocket Robot? Rocket Robot on Wheels. There we go. You know, on Rocket Robot on Wheels, when you collect a wrench that is worth multiple wrenches, it sort of like counts up every single one individually. Like sort of has like goes, it sort of like twists and like single tokens come out of each one. Doot 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 doot. You know, like similar to how bananas work. You can do something like that to make it to emphasize how many you get per watch. But they didn't, so I don't know why I'm wasting my breath. Ah, I see. I think I see what they meant by unsaved progress. Yes, the door and such closed. Now, why in the fuck would you want to make it like that? I know people love Banjo-Kazooie, But, like, the one thing people don't like about Banjo-Kazooie is the way that the worlds reset when you leave them, right? Like, that was the one major mistake that they made. You know, like, making it so that notes reset, everything resets. That was a bad idea, and they realized in subsequent games to just, like, save that stuff. Now, I guess maybe people don't like those games as much, but that's not because it saves your progress, you know, not because you only have to do each thing once. It's more because those worlds are massive, and they're harder to find your way around than the Banjo-Kazooie levels. But, yeah. We need 5, right? Did we get 1? It's kind of weird that it doesn't show you... There's a checklist. What the fuck? Oh, these are the major collectibles, the Jiggy equivalent in this game, I guess. That's a way to do it. I think I'd rather play, I remember renting as a kid, you know, just renting, right? I rented, Juju, or like, Kaz the Kangaroo, you know, some GameCube platformers that, you know, no one now remembers. I think I'd rather play that than this. Like, those games probably are a damn sight better than what this game has on offer. I only need like a couple more, please. Just where? I guess it's nice. It gives you a radar, so if you're like at your wit's end and you don't know where to go, you can just do a thing and it'll be that. I think that might have been enough. But let's see if I can grab... Wait. Is there a thing in there? It's pointing me down. Is this open? You probably have to hit a switch or some shit. Yeah, everything is downstairs now. What is this? Tell me. 5 keys. 5 keys to open a safe. That sucks. That's not a good... That's not fun. That's too many of them. I don't like that. Okay, I think I got enough. Let's hang on. I'll save game. And then I'll exit the hub. I should have enough now to go into the London the Ripper, Jack the Ripper world with the London world. Which I guess after this point, after the first level, they stop just being like collect. Maybe you still have to collect things to access a boss or something, but the boss stops being the main thing. Could use a little more of a variance in things to distinguish textures. I mean, let's see the second world. Let's see the Great Wen. The Great Wen here. All boxes look the same, for example. Dust on the shelves would give more atmosphere. Yeah, I can feel that. Okay, so here's something. I guess the way it works is you have to collect the things, and then once you have 16 of them, you can go through there. I have 5 of them. I'll say, like, that doesn't... The collection icon, I think it should be a single one, rather than, like, 3 of them, or 4 of them. I think that looks weird. It doesn't quite read as a as one of those disc things. I see that, okay, here's a small thing. Your costume changes as you go into a new area. I have a top hat now. Is this a hub area? Okay, so you can go through the door. And this takes you to the actual level. Okay. Again, for those who are wondering, we'll be going to Mario Maker shortly. Just want to poke the head in to this world and look around and go, okay. That was a little bit of a I got it. It's a Back to the Future joke there. I was about to say this looks like the thing from Back to the Future, and sure enough, it's got the wire thing as well. And yeah, you saw the car was doing the fire from Back to the Future as well. Well, these worlds seem big. If the game felt good to play, maybe you'd want to, maybe you'd be interested in exploring these very big worlds that don't perform well and don't play good. And also sometimes will just damage you as you're, like, changing areas like that. This thing's got more problems than it has, like, you know, things in its favor. It's got more weaknesses than it's got strengths. Overall, I'd say I would not recommend this game. Is that like a... Okay, that guy's just running at us. It's not like a stealth thing. He can see us wherever we are. I'd recommend any number of 3D platformers. You know, I'd recommend like anyone that came out on the N64. I'd probably, you know, I haven't played many of. I don't remember when I played Jack and the Juju or whatever the fuck. I don't remember when I played that back in the day when I rented it, but I imagine it's a hell of a lot better feeling than this game. It's just kind of mediocre in other ways, you know? This is, yeah, I cannot recommend this even a little bit. And I don't imagine I'll play more of it off stream. It just feels really bad. It just feels so super bad, to play. Like, I'll give them that they made a lot of art assets, and they made a lot of worlds that are very detailed, and yes, I guess it's kind of cool as you go between areas. Your main character is, look at that, his hat's changing. So you go over here, you're not wearing a hat. Why is medieval no hat? What the fuck? Medieval is no hat. Santa hat in the snow in the Ice Age world. Pirate hat here. Stereotypical Chinese hat there. Cool. Cowboy hat in this one. You're a Roman here. I think I like this one the best. Vampire? Right, this is a grave mistake. Pharaoh guy? Ugh, not sure if that's cool. Gambler? And top hat, so you know that's very London-y. I don't get why small. Okay, wait, is that like a small version of this hat? No, it's the same hat. I don't get why hat is small. And if you go up here, it's whatever hat you were in the previous one. Anyway, that's this game. Feels really bad. Again, the jumping feels really sluggish. The controls are weird. Just a very unpleasant game to play. Would not recommend. Probably shouldn't have bought it. Hey, how about we play a good game? Sorry for keeping y'all waiting. Just maybe we should have switched games earlier, but you know, I morbid curiosity got me there. Once I was in there and I found out how perhaps bad it was, how rough as fuck. And again, for like, if you're the maker of the game, if you made it, I'm sorry, it is what it is. You know, fuck, man. Time for viewer levels. Viewer levels. Mario Maker 2. Okay, that should be updated now. The stream game. Right, Mario Maker 2, let's get into it. First off the top, let me just show you the direction my experiments have taken me in the last week. You know, I've sort of noodled around with it a bit more, my level. Oh, actually, let me see. Ooh, multiple comments. I gotta read these comments as I do. One's on Coastal Cup, Fossil Fracas. Okay, I'll remember Fossil Fracas. Let me check this one, though. Fossil Fracas was the... Fuck. Was the other one. Didn't mean to do that. 1 second. Let's see this comment. So close. Other one is on Fossil Fracas in World 1. And it reads, guys, it's a death pit. Where is that? Let me get some context on that one. I'm curious. Where's the death pit? Guys, it's a death pit. Is it in the overworld, I wonder? Oh, there it is. Come on, show the thing. No, that says whoop-de-doo Jesus, doesn't it? Thought I saw it there. Wait. No, that's just whoop-de-doo. Probably in the subworld. I am giant. Guys, it's a death pit. Now, where exactly would that be said? I would think maybe down here. Not sure. I'll see where that was said. Trolled. Maybe down here. I'm not sure where my death pit is, but whatever. Sorry for getting caught up on that. Let me show you what I've done in my water level. Still named to be determined. It occurred to me that I had an idea to use icicles again. To use icicles in this level, so I started experimenting with that. And I think that seems pretty decent. You know, it sort of works well underwater. They don't fall fast enough to be like a problem underwater. So I think that could be cool. Whoops. Another thing I've been trying out is these guys. I've been trying out making some jumping piranha plants. I think they seem like okay. Another thing. So last time I showed off these guys, which basically are set up where you can jump on them if the water is high, or if the water is low, you can jump on them. If the water is high, you can jump on them at the peak of their jump. And if the water is low, You can jump at them at the nadir of their jump. So here the water is high, so you can do like this. And if the water is low, you just gotta wait a little second. That also works. I think that's a pretty decent way to get out of the water. One thing though, I do kind of think it would be better if they were a bit lower. You know, that way they're easier to jump on when the water is low. So you see there, they're a lot more accessible. The only thing is, if they're low like that, let me just like wait until the water comes up. If they're low like that, they'll at the height of the thing, they'll not be really out of the water, and I think that's a little weird. One thing I have considered would be maybe I could just decrease the water level, you know, make it so it's only going up and down 2 blocks. But I'm a little hesitant about this because, you know, if it's just 2 blocks, I feel like that's not dramatic enough of a water level difference, you know? I feel like that's a little underwhelming. But I'm not sure. I'm sort of going back and forth on that. You can see here I add some icicles here. The idea being that, you know, once you get up here, you have to do or die. And also you have to get out from under them as you do. This area is the same as before. You have to avoid these guys and also those guys. I've also added a little bit of experiments in a subworld. Some ideas just kicking around, such as, like I said earlier, one of the ideas I have is to mess around with Hammer Brothers underwater, because underwater makes it so that they are easier to avoid. Easier to avoid their hammers. And I think something like this, where I force you to go up through like a galley of Hammer Brothers, could work pretty well. And I think that could make for some good gameplay. Hey, got that money. How you doing? Got that money makes some fantastic levels. How's that? How close? I'm not sure. I don't know like where you're at with your super world. Are you coming up on what's the progress with that? What's the status of your super world? Got that money? Is it still in a state of you know, mid completion? About 60%. Gotcha. So I'm farther along than you are. I'm more like you know, 33. I'm like 75%. Little more than 75%, in fact. What exactly is 33 over 40 in a percentage? You're just fucked with school? Yeah, that's, you know, I'm not, you know, I don't do school, I do work, but, you know, it's always a matter of, like, what time you can have, what time you can find for it. Oh yeah, one more thing I was thinking. One thing I want to do with this level is disguise is like to hide the sky. You know, so that you don't see the sky necessarily. But I do think maybe there could be sections where you can see like the trees behind the cave. Maybe I could do that as like moss or something. Maybe there could be like in this meteor like holes in the wall through which you see like green background, but not necessarily like sky, because I want this to be the interior of the meteor. I think maybe that'd be an interesting way to like do the theming, do the aesthetics. So there'd be something like this, I guess. Get rid of this shit. The only thing I'm not sure about on that front would be like, do I want to cover up the part where there's trees? Where these are clearly trees? Like maybe I could put like some platforms here or something and make it so that whenever you're going through areas like that, you know, you're only going through on the tree side. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. figuring it out one piece at a time. You know how it is. Hello, memes. Thank you for the level. Anyway, that's what's up with my level. Let's take a look at some of y'all levels. It's viewer level time, folks. Let me go ahead and make it big. Let me go ahead and get up the first level, which is by highway. And let me say how exactly this works for those who don't know, and for those who, you know, first time, whatever, those who don't remember, perhaps. How this works is if you are here when your level comes up, I'll play it and give you the full time of day, which means 15 minutes plus 5 last tries if that's not enough. If you're not here, I still play the level, but I do so in very nearly but not quite sudden death, which means only 2 tries, refreshing at checkpoints. So a lot fewer. I think this is a good compromise between playing more levels and prioritizing the people who are present and ready to go, and you know, patiently waiting. You know, I feel like I ought to prioritize the people who do as such. Anyway, let's get into it. Last night, I'll say, by the way, I've been playing through Persona 5. I almost said 4. Persona 5 Royale, and I just got to a major turning point. So yesterday, the stream was very focused, and I mostly just watched various cutscenes and didn't really have time to talk about other things that I had going on. So I do have a number of cards tonight that have stuff on them that I can talk about. But I guess actually I didn't make that many cards compared to like usual, so you know, we'll sprinkle those throughout these levels as we have a minute to think and relax and stuff. Here we go, Piranha Plant Territory. This is a 100 coins level, as highways levels tend to be. It is a hybrid water level, similar to the one that we're currently building, except with a static water level. One thing that's, I think, is giving me pause with my current level is that, you know, I haven't actually made a level with a, rising and falling water level yet, you know, like a non-static water level. That, you know, in which you're just, like, subject to the whims of the rising and falling water level. I have made one level with a rising water level and a falling water level. One in the subworld and one in the overworld. But in that case, it's more of a transition. You know, it transitions from being underwater to being, you know, dry ground, and vice versa every time you go back and forth between the overworld and the subworld. You know, that's sort of a different situation than a level where the rising and falling of the water level, you can just wait it out if you're so inclined. And I'm not really sure, like, what direction I should take it. You know, like, one of the changes I just did, I was just playing with, deals with, like, a... Fuck. Yeah, really gotta be careful here, huh? Deals with a water level that is less dramatic, you know, just 2 blocks instead of 3. Perhaps, though, I should go in the other direction. Maybe it would be better if it was a more dramatic difference between high tide and low tide. That way, you know, there'd be major considerations for players whether they want to wait or not, you know, when traversing my level. Difficult design space, and one that, you know, I've not really worked in. But, you know, as I make, I prefer to try to challenge myself to work in such spaces, you know, work in areas that I haven't done before. You know, do things that I haven't done, make ideas work that I've never gotten to work before, etc. So, you know, part of it is part of the fun to me, like, fuck. Part of it is like a design challenge, you know, like I look at it and I go, can I make this work? Can Can this be fun? Can this flow? Can this feel good? And I just need to work through the details, try out more things, and eventually land on what it is, you know? I'll say with a... Fuck. If I made the water level more dramatic, that would mean that I could just add like a... I could just add like more rails to the Goombas that are moving up and down, and then the nadir could be in the water, and the top could still be above the water, just with like 2 rails instead of 1. But I wonder if they would be too slow in that case. Maybe then I could put wings on them and cause them to go higher. Maybe that would work for my purposes. That's all... It's all a blank canvas right now, you know? So many directions I could take it. Fuck. Yeah, go. See ya. See ya, Bleach. Have a good one. You're welcome to keep it in the queue, by the way. Like I've said, but, you know, it'll be sudden death when I get to it. You know how it is. Thanks for hanging out. And, yeah. I know you were here, like, for a good chunk of the, you know, Wrench and what the fuck? What the fuck was it called? Clive N Wrench? And I appreciate that. It's good to see you. Hope to see you sometime soon. Have a good one. But yeah, it's all part of the challenge, you know? It's all part of the thing, you know? Challenging myself to make a level of a type that I haven't made before. Of course, that's going to come with design challenges that I wouldn't face if I was just making a straightforward, you know, non-water level. Goes without saying, no? Alright, now we're in our second trip through this area. Except the on-off is now flipped. So we can do things a little differently now. Ooh. Alright, we flip that again, and let's head back in. Oh, this is a different area. There's a lot of possibilities, too, like, you know, I haven't... There's enemy types I haven't really experimented with, like, what about Spinies? The way that they sort of bob up and down is pretty conducive to underwater stuff. Oh, they're not that hard to avoid. That'd be good. That'd be cool. I don't know. Okay. I was a little scared when I saw that guy, but so long as we don't bop on him, he won't, like, seek us out. No, he's not a seeker. Fuck! I screwed up there. I just noticed that we were, like, we only had 150... You missed a ton of the coins to the right? Oh, shit. I noticed we had, like, 100 and something seconds left. And I was suddenly very concerned for my time. I guess maybe also I missed a bunch on the way, so I guess maybe we wouldn't be able to finish it anyhow. Oh, did we get these two? I think we might have missed these two earlier on. Not sure. If ever you want to shout at me, tell me I missed a coin or something. Don't be afraid. I'm fine with that. With some of these hard levels, I think of them as, you know, they can be a little bit collaborative. If anyone wants to give me tips or, like, has ideas for, like, oh, maybe if you do this, etc. Fuck. That was scarier than it should have been. Alright. Another try. Another, fuck. Hey, how about a card? I got these cards. Did you hear that Harry Potter is banned from GDQ events? Harry Potter games, such as, and not limited to, Forbidden Journey. No, that's not what it's called. What is the game? Hogwarts Legacy. Forbidden Journey is the Universal Studios ride. One of them, anyway. Not really surprised by this, but, you know, hey, it's a pretty cool little thing, you know, obviously, J.K. Rowling, she said a bunch of transphobic stuff recently, and GDQ going ahead and saying, like, hey, you know, just for the things this author supports, we cannot let these games in. You know, it's not just that the writer supports it, which, you know, I guess, like, there's plenty of games that have, like, problematic people who are behind them, right? And they're not all banned, like, Shadow Complex, for instance, has Orson Scott Card as a writer, but, you know, I'll say, like, the writing in that game is, like, not important. Whereas Hogwarts Legacy is an RPG, and also, yeah, the brand has become very tainted of late, and developed that whole reputation it has. I'll say, for my part, you know, I'm not a pure person. I'm not, like, perfect in that respect. You know, I go to Universal Studios. I like it a lot. I ride the roller coasters and such, but still, I have basically no interest in the game. And I think that whether you do or not, you know, I don't think that's a matter of, like, I don't think that people have to go out and seek forgiveness if they go out and play the Harry Potter game. You know, it's like, that's fine and all, but when I look at it, all I see is, like, a middling open world game, and I look at that and I say, I didn't play, you know, Saints Row last year, and this looks like just a little bit better than Saints Row. At least that's what it sounds like to me from some of the reviews, like Gita Jackson's review on Polygon. It made it sound very, very middling. In addition to being, like, you know, like, in addition to the place it holds in the culture and the connotations it has. It's a funny story. I think good on Games Done Quick, just getting ahead of time and being like, yeah, no, sorry, not gonna happen. That is probably a good move on their part. How about another card? That one actually was kind of quick to talk about. Did you watch any of the Sony State of Play? Sony had a State of Play. There were some games there. I sort of, like, earlier today, I sort of just, like, you know, flipped. I looked through it, right? I looked through, like, okay, like, what was the highlights? And I just looked at the trailers really quickly, like. And here's what it seems like the highlights were to me. Suicide Squad. They did a big demo of that. It looked pretty decent. Humanity, that's like a weird puzzle game. Chia, which is like a, sort of like a Wind Waker / Breath of the Wild, somewhere between those two games. And Wayfinder, which was like some sort of RPG, which was at least an original new game, but also one that I saw and I was like, this looks like kind of middling. I'll say of Suicide Squad, seeing the gameplay for it, I thought it looked pretty good. Lots of mobility, shooting guys looked fun enough, and it looked like all the characters had reasonably cool powers that they could employ. I'm not terribly excited for it, but what the hell? I probably would play it. I don't know. Chia seems like the coolest thing I saw there. You know, just like not watching every trailer, of course, but it seems like it's well put together. Seems like it looks nice, and it looks like a fun, open-worldy sort of game where you just run around and you know, fight guys or something. I don't know. Okay, there we go. We got past those guys finally. That just seems like a cool game. And I reckon I will get that, though. You know, like, I know this was the Sony event, but I'll probably get it on Xbox. That's my preferred console for multi-platform games. Probably not on the Sony. Coins above pipe. Let me see. Oh, we don't have to go in here again, do we? This wasn't blocked off. I assume you don't have to go through here and get anything here. Okay, cool. Just wanted to be 100% sure. Okay. Point above pipe. Oh, right. You know, I'll say, like, the first time I was here, I thought I would come back that way. I thought you would go all the way to the left, and then come back over the ice on, like, a return trip. I guess that was a silly way to look at it. There is a bit of, like, going left and then going right here, but not that much. Oof. Ooh. Close. Alright, the timer's about to go off, but we should be just about here. This should be just about it. Go ahead and take the timer down. I'll put up last tries, but this one would not count. Starting the next try. Fuck! Oh my god. I can't believe that. I will say, also, of the Sony Direct, I know that one of the big things about it was announcing, like, 5 PSVR games, but I've never had a VR machine, and I honestly don't plan on getting one. So, you know, those games hold very little appeal to me. You know, that whole offering is just misses me entirely, right? I guess I maybe could get one, and then I could stream those games, and maybe that would be fun for the folks at home to see VR games. I don't know, though, like... Originally, when I built this PC, it was back in the day where... It was back in the day where VR games were on the up and up, right? Where they were coming up. VR was just coming out for the first time, and people were saying, like, oh, these VR headsets, they're actually pretty good. And I full well expected to get one. But then I realized when I got my PC all set up, I realized that, oh, I kind of don't have the ports. You know, like the extra HDMI or whatever ports for the VR requires. Oh, shit. And I also realized, like, oh, I kind of don't have, you know, other things that it would require, right? Like, fuck me. These are some dog shit deaths here. I didn't have, like, other things it would take to do VR, right? So, ended up never getting a VR headset, and, you know, since after that point, VR games sort of trickled sort of like dried up and stopped being like a trend. Fuck me, wow. We're on our last try, folks. God damn it. VR games stopped being like a major force. So, memes, you gotta go. See you later, memes. Those were some dog shit deaths. Oh my god. Thank you for the level, Highway. I like it. We nearly fucking finished it, but alas. Couple of careless moves later, and yeah. Let's go ahead and see who the next person is. Lord Bowser. Let me at Lord Bowser. You are up. Lord Bowser, you're up. I know it's been a bit since you submitted, but let me get the thing in. Let me get this down. And if you're not here, we'll do sudden death, as you know. Nice tries. Yeah, Pegwing with the GG. Yeah, we got close there. We got close. That I felt like that was very doable. Alas, one mistake. Lord Bowser, go ahead and say if you're here. I feel like we can do this in 2 tries. Lord Bowser, shout out if you're here, and I'll I'll get you the 15 minutes. But your levels are typically pretty traditional, so I think we can just go with the 2 that we have. Ah. I played an earlier version of this level, and I think it's been fixed somewhat, so as to be easier, question mark? So, probably shouldn't be that hard. And indeed, I don't think that the levels in this super world are typically very long, so we should be able to get through it relatively quickly. Some sort of secret area here. I like having to deal with the bonsai bills. That's a nice little something to deal with. Walla Kid, hey, how you doing? The use of the bonsai bills here is great. They really make for a little bit of a challenge, while not being all that difficult. Really, it's just they're all over the place, so it's a bit harrowing in a good way. You're doing? Yeah, that's right. I'm doing all right. It's Friday. I feel like I slept better last night than I have recently, but still could use a more stable schedule. Just need to get things on track as far as that goes. There we go. We got through that. Thank you, Lord Bowser. Let me go ahead and hit complete, and then hit next. And Lord Bowser, please feel free to get in another level. French Bleach. I believe Bleach had to skedaddle, so we'll do this one also in sudden death. Yes, Bleach had to skedaddle, so this one will be sudden death. Let me do another card while I pull it up. Which Nintendo franchises should get the universal treatment? Now, most obvious, I think, of the, obviously right now we have Mario and Donkey Kong both getting areas at Universal Studios Japan, and Smash. That's not a bad one, Walla Kid. And I think like the most obvious after those two would be Zelda. A Zelda area would be like, the most obvious thing in the world. Personally, though, I feel like for context, for what's worth noting, in Epic Universe, the park they're making in Orlando, there is an expansion pad next to the Mushroom Kingdom area. There's room for another themed area next to Mario. So I feel like that could be another Nintendo IP, but which one though? Which one? I think Zelda though should go at Islands of Adventure. There's the whole Lost Continent area, you know, like next to Harry Potter, that has like no rides in it, and it's really weird that it's just an area with a couple of restaurants and no real rides, just Poseidon's Fury, which is not a real ride. It really sucks as well. So I think they should retheme that whole area, make it into like Zelda or something. It can be like Gerudo Valley or something if they want to be like specific with it. Real life Nintendo Land? Yeah, I guess. I guess they could do that. They already have they already had a theme park, so you know they already got that much, but here's my idea. Here's what I think they should do. I think they should do Metroid. I think a Metroid area would be really cool, really atmospheric. You know, they could do it as like a pure indoors area, and they could have it be really dark and like really dark and atmospheric. And I think that would be rad. Like that'd be rad as hell. You know, and you can just imagine like the other option for that along those lines. I think with Blythe will do the Super World. We'll continue the Super World. Oh, that's right. We have just the final level, which I remember is really fucking hard. With Bleach, French Bleach. Another option for that would be, you know, maybe they wouldn't want to do that. Maybe the Metroid isn't as big a thing. They could do like a variety pack. They could do like a bunch of like sci-fi things. You know, I could see like, oh, you get like a Metroid coaster that's called like the Ridley Rattler or something, or Ridley something. You know, maybe it's themed to Ridley, a Ridley boss fight. You get like a Ridley coaster. You get like a Star Fox simulator ride, and you get like an F-Zero cafe, like an F-Zero restaurant. Arms Land. That's laughable. I think that would be a good way to do like more Nintendo properties in a somewhat thematic area. Just all the sci-fi Nintendo properties in one little space. I think that'd be cool. And I also think like imagine, you know, the queue to like a Metroid ride would be really cool. You know, it'd be like all mellow and you know, atmospheric and shit. And then you get on the ride and like the Ridley boss fight music starts playing. You know, maybe that's maybe they even have like built-in speakers in the ride, so you're hearing like that. You know, it's playing that whole business as you're going through like a roller coaster. That'd be rad. God, I would like that more. I think that has the potential to be cooler than Zelda or Pokemon. But let's be honest, it'd probably be Zelda and Pokemon, especially since, you know, like I originally thought that Pokemon should take over at studios at Universal Studios, you know, the other park, the first park that they had. I always thought it should take over the kids zone, but it looks like they're making that into a DreamWorks land instead. So, you know, I guess then Pokemon is probably going to be at Epic Universe, which I guess, but I'd rather have Metroid and probably more than that, even Zelda. Thank you for the level highway. I've played this level a bunch of times. It's really fucking hard. And intentionally so. This is like the finale to Bleach's Super World. And it is a fucking nightmare as a result. We can take a shortcut, though, by grabbing this P block and bringing it over here. We do this, and we drop this here, and go in the door. That's a shortcut to the end boss fight. Well, the first. There's two. First one down. That one's not so hard. Oh, fuck me. I don't get a fire flower out the gate here. So here we're trying to kill Bowser. You know, classic style. Trying to sink him down. Also, there's mushrooms that can be that are coming, and you know, are just sort of, we can get them, and then they'll be waiting for us, probably in the hole that Bowser creates, which is getting gradually bigger with everything. Now we only have two tries, so we gotta make them count. You know, if we had a actually, you know what? Fuck. We really ought to try to get one of those fire flowers and just bust them down with the thing. That'd be the best way to do it. Rather than trying for the old, you know, dig a hole technique. But also, we gotta hold on to our fire flower or to kill him with it. Hard, man. Here comes the mushroom. Yeah, it is a big boy Bowser. It's a very big Bowser. Eat big. And also, you have to move back and forth to get the mushrooms to spawn. Because, you know, because they're not on screen at once, you know, so... Oh, great. That moved the guy all the way to the side. I say the guy, Bowser. He is a butthead. I agree. He's a real jerk. I don't get, like, if there's logic to where he pounds or not. Sometimes he's pounding, like, backwards. Other times he's clearly jumping at us. I don't really know how you bait him. Still, we're managing. This might be... For our first try in many months, I'll say I haven't played this level. What the fuck? Did we just one try that? Wait, there's red coins as well. Is this all? No, wait, the red coins are probably in the area above. Holy fuck. I have tried this on many streams. This level, I tried it on many streams, and we just got through it in one fucking go. Holy shit. And many times I had the fire flower coming in, so I would, like, you know, like, button it, I would, like, try to fire flower him down, and then take a hit, and then, you know, have to fuck around from there. You know, I had the opportunity in some cases to try to, like, bust him down like that. That's also the world record. Huh. Holy shit. And also that completes French Bleach's Super World. I can't believe I did that. Like I said, I probably tried this like dozens of times in previous streams and wasn't able to get through. And that was like months ago, so I'm not really I gotta say months ago. Like a couple months ago. So I'm not fresh or anything either. Jeez. Well, thanks a lot for giving me your code again, Bleach. I wonder, do you have more levels beyond those are in the Super World? So, yeah, looks like you do. So, you know, obviously, next time you submit, we'll do some that aren't in the thing, aren't in the guy. I completed your level, by the way, Bowser. Went well. How you doing? Thanks for being here. Hell fucking yes. Got that money, you are up. Just got that money was just saying about about let's see, about was just talking about the world record, how I got the world record for that, so got that money is here. Let's go. I'm gonna continue talking about Universal. I guess, even if they're not doing the kids zone into Pokemon, there is still the area that has, like, the Fear Factor stage, and also the Men in Black. And while they're probably going to make that into more Harry Potter, I think that could be its own area, and its own, like, new area, let's say. And I think they could, you know, one thing they could do is they could do Pokemon there. Maybe they wouldn't want to do that, though, like, replacing a Men in Black, which is a Men in Black ride, which is sort of, like, aimed more towards adults, I think. Like, adults to kids, with an area that is, like, specifically aimed at kids, which, you know, even if, like, most adults, like, these days know Pokemon and have grown up with Pokemon, I think if they do a Pokemon area, they're still going to consider it as a kids area, right? But I guess that's the only area I could see Pokemon taking at Island, at Studios now. 5 big coins. You're saying I should try to get 5 big coins in this area. Gotcha. I like the theming so far. It's nice. Very detailed and gives you, like, a very physical... Gives the level kind of a sense of physicality. You know, like, these pipes are being held up by stuff. They're not just floating out in the world. Though there are clouds and stuff floating up in the world. It makes sense for those to float out in the world, though. I like what you did with those invisible platforms, though. They're... Only if you want 2 homes. Haha. I like what you did with those invisible platforms. They're kind of, like, obviously in the way. You know, so it's easier to find one, and then once you find one, you can sort of, you know... You can sort of, posit the existence of the other one. Alright, I can look for coins. Dang it. I nearly survived that. With my super world, I still need to find a place to get in invisible block stuff. Right? I haven't used invisible blocks in my super world as of yet in a major way. And I'm sort of trying to figure out now what kind of level it would go good in. You know, what sort of level would invisible blocks make a ton of sense in. Almost looks like there would be a thing here, but there's not. Did you ever play Ghost Trick? I did. I loved Ghost Trick. That's just a super fun game. And I'll tell you, my plan for October, you know, the spooky season, my plan is to replay Ghost Trick in December. Or, sorry, in October. You know, the spooky month. I also will say, by the way, had some ideas recently. Oh, you know what would be a decent area for a Universal theme park? They could do some stuff with Pikmin. You know, all they need to do is make some really big areas. They're remastering it. Want to give it a try? Hell yeah, dude. I'm excited to have a good version of that, since the last version they put out was the phone version, which I really found to be not a good fit for the game, unfortunately. But I'll tell you, when I replay it in October, I'll probably be replaying the remastered version. Anyway, got another idea recently, which is that after I finish up Persona 5 Royale, I would like to replay Pikmin. Pikmin 4 is coming out, and I would like to replay those games. And I don't just mean Pikmin 3, the best one. I mean Pikmin 1, I mean Pikmin 2, and I mean Pikmin 3. And I'm thinking I'll replay them all in series, one after another after another. Now, I also considered some goofy ideas, like, what if I did them one day at a time, right? Like, did one day of Pikmin 1, then one day of Pikmin 2, then one day of Pikmin 3, and then around the horn. That'd be a little ridiculous, though. I feel like that would be a little bit. I don't know about that. As I say, I don't know about that. I in my head, I'm thinking, I should do that. That's a great idea. You know what? I should probably do that. That sounds like a really good. That sounds like a me idea. To play Pikmin one day at a time, a day of each game. Now, in the first game, you are limited to 30 days. So, you know, I guess that one would end maybe before Pikmin 2 and Pikmin 3 did. And in Pikmin 2, you can get a lot out of each day because you can go into the caves, and that extends, you know, you can spend more time in the caves. Thank you for the level, got that money. Next up is Pegwing, who just said GG. Oh shit, I didn't take down the sudden death, I'm sorry. I will say you were there, so obviously we weren't doing sudden death. But you know, I forgot to set the timer all the same. My bad. Hope you understood that you had, you know, if we had died, it wouldn't have been it, obviously. Right, Pegwing is up, and he's here. So yeah, like, whenever Persona gets, you know, finished up, I'm thinking Pikmin will be the next thing, and hopefully Pikmin is such that, you know, a lot of people have played it, and even if they haven't, it's a game that you might enjoy watching, and, you know, seeing where, and, like, watching along with all three of them. The only thing that sounds inconvenient about that is that, you know, to switch between games, I'll have to, like, you know, physically take them out of my GameCube and put one back in, you know, to switch between 1 and 2. Though 3 is obviously on Switch, so would be switching back to Switch in that case. It adds a little bit of complexity to the stream, but I think that streams where I'm playing multiple games are really fun. And I'm just imagining now, like, imagine the stream where we do, like, all 3 of the day 1s of each game. All 3 of the day 2s. Like, there'd be some interesting comparing and contrast between the ways that each of them, like, introduce their ideas and sort of, like, get you up to speed handling Pikmin. Alright, here we got Pegwing's level. Very good. A level in which you have to hit these guys, these skull rafts, and ride them to the destination. You know, to the right, in other words. The timing of that was bad. Very nice. I do wonder, right? Like, what other things they could do for themed lands at Universal. Because there's so many potential franchises that could get the treatment. And yet you look at them and you say, like, well, they decided to just do DreamWorks just as a whole thing, just as a whole area. It's kind of not as creative as what they could be doing, isn't it? But I don't know, man. Maybe that is just the kids area, though. Maybe I like this area, by the way. Maybe they thought, like, oh, well, it's just the kids area. Let's just make it all DreamWorks. We don't have to make it any more sophisticated than that. Maybe eventually they'll do something cool and unexpected, like a Luigi's Mansion ride would not be bad. You know what they should do? Oh my god, you know, Luigi's Mansion. Fuck a Luigi's Mansion ride. They should do a... I like what you've done here with the skull rafts going the wrong way. That's great. They should do a House of Horrors. There's a thing they do every October, like, it's the spooky season, you know? It's the Scare Fest or something. I don't know what it's called, but it's the Halloween Horror Nights. That's what it's called. They do Halloween Horror Nights every year. And they do a bunch of, like, haunted houses for that. They could easily do, like, a, They could easily do, like, a Luigi's Mansion Halloween Horror Nights. Do you play Kaizo? I'll play whatever you give me, but I'll say I'm not good at the shell jump, so keep that in mind. But I will try. I might as well die right here, actually. Get my mushroom back. I'll play whatever you give me, and, you know, we'll try as hard as I can, you know, as hard as, makes sense. I'll try hard. I'll try. Fuck. Okay, good. I pulled it out. Ooh. Looks like a Bowser is up ahead. He's peppering the area with fire. Oh, he was not that very much ahead at all. He was just right there. Oh, shit. Bowser. Come fuck on! Wow, that was close. Come fuck God. Sure is a thing to say. In the heat of the moment. Yeah, almost had it. It was. It really was. I like what you've done with the Bowser. Makes for a really frightening and scary finale. Where you're just, like, waiting. You're just trying desperately to move along these platforms. And also, Bowser could be, like, jumping in on you and, like, closing the distance in a surprising way. That time, he didn't bother. He was just like, nah, I'm just gonna chill. Bye, Bowser. There we go. We got it. Thank you for the level. GG's all around from the folks in chat. I appreciate it. I could see, like, I could see, like, a Halo area at a theme park. Like a Universal... Like, Halo has a very specific aesthetic. Insofar as, like, you know, if you played, like, Halo Infinite, I did, and I got a little bored of it because each area looked exactly the same as previous areas. You could just make a theme park look exactly like that, and it would give such Halo vibes. You know, you wouldn't even have to do much. You'd just be like, okay, well, it's kind of like Pacific Northwest, right? With, like, pine forests. Like, you know, sort of alpine forests. And, could you make, like, a fake Halo ring? Could you make, like, the illusion of a Halo ring that goes off into the horizon? Around, like, a whole theme park area? Maybe you could, and in which case, that's what you would do in, like, the Halo area of your theme park. That'd be cool. That's not Nintendo, though, of course, so, you know, doesn't quite fit in with the question. With the what areas, what Nintendo properties should Universal put in, but yeah. F2S, F2H. Enough talking about Universal. Let's talk about something else. Been playing Marvel Snap, just got Helicarrier. Recently, they did another series drop where some cards that used to be rare became less rare. And as a result, I was able to get the Helicarrier, which coincidentally was the only card moving into Series 3 that I didn't have anymore. And also is probably the first card I've got since I got the last of the Series 3 cards previously. Which is kind of a shame. It's been moving... you know, since I finished Series 3, it's been much harder to get new cards and much slower going as a result. Really wish, you know, after this point, after you finish Series 3, the rare cards started coming a little faster. Because, as is, it's just really a slow dribble. I will say, though, I am working up a lot of tokens, which I'm going to use to unlock Thanos, which is a very rare card that's going to always be very rare. Never going to get any less rare. Thanos and Galactus are two cards that they're always going to have at the maximum rarity because they're, you know, sort of the big bads. So I'm like working my way towards that slowly. And I'll say of Helicarrier, which by the way is a 6-cost card with 10 power, and the effect that when you discard it, you get 3 random cards added to your hand. So I made a version of my random card deck, which basically has a bunch of cards that generate random cards, as well as a card that makes random cards cheaper, and a card that gains power every time you add a card to your hand. And put it in there, and also added like a couple of discard options to discard it with. And it's been pretty good. And it's a pretty fun deck to play with. And yeah. Pretty good, nice little addition to my silly ass random cards deck. Looking forward to getting Thanos. Thanos is basically, it's a big 6-drop that adds a bunch of Infinity Stones to your deck. Basically 7 1-drop cards, 1-cost cards that also draw a card for you and also have some other wacky effect to them. It's basically, from what I can understand, what I can tell, a Thanos deck is basically the best version of Zoo, the best version of a Khazar deck that is available right now. And I'm really looking forward to getting that and playing more Zoo. Always a good time playing with your deck. Is that a dick joke, X-Cube? Or did you try out my deck at some point? I don't know if I shared, like, my... I have it set up so I can put decks on the screen. Let me see if... I thought I had it set up. Okay, so this is one of my decks that I... Let me see, have I changed that? That's my discard deck. That's a deck I had recently. That one's retired. That one's retired since there were nerfs. And I'm still using this one, but now a couple of the cards are different, actually, in that one. I made it so I can put my decks on the screen. Put my decks on the screen, not dicks. And I only have one of... Not going to say any more of that. Made it so I can put my decks on the screen, but I haven't exactly updated them recently. And also, I'm sort of feeling like I need to build some new decks. I need to get some new stuff going. Feeling a little bit stale at the moment. But still, it's a fun game. You can get banned for that? Don't I know it? I am very careful about putting my decks on the screen. I'm not my decks, my dick. I think most people are. Most people are very, very, you know, they don't want to in the first place to start with. And, yeah. Oh, look at that. You have 404 likes. That's a funny number. Walla Kid, let's go. Try the latest level. Okay, sure. Let's do it. 404 is your lucky number? My lucky number is 17 because I was born on that day in May. We've been going for about an hour on the Mario Maker side after we played a little bit of of Clive N Wrench, which turns out was pretty bad. So, you were born on the 404th? Damn, you must have been like on Mars or some shit for that to happen. Because there's only 365 days in an Earthling year. Damn, did I just uncover your secrets? Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Sorry. You know, space aliens. There's only 300 years in a American, you know, Earthian year, so you ought to be careful about birthdays, you know? Oh, this looks like it's optional. Right, we're on the clock here. After this level, the lightning round will begin. I'll say that right now. I get the feeling that one way is gonna have a key and the other way is gonna have... Oh wait, we have to get the 50 coins as well. Okay, shit. So they're mandatory then. Mandatory things. Marvel Snap, I've been enjoying it. I will say one thing that's interesting about Marvel Snap as it's gotten older, as like people have been playing with it more. I feel like more people now are complaining that, you know, every week there's like a couple of like hot locations that appear more than any other location, and that can be really devastating to your like pre-built decks. You know, like say. You know, you might be playing a deck that's, what's it? That, you might be playing a deck that, like, generates random cards, right? And a hot location might be, like, you might be playing a deck that, like, has Doctor Doom in it, right? And you might get a hot location that is, like, the lowest power wins this location. So you don't actually want to play guys this location. And that kind of fucks with your plan. And for a lot of people, I feel like they see that kind of thing and they're like, fucking goddamn, I just want to play my deck. And, you know, it just isn't viable in this, while this location is hot, or with this new location. I don't think it's funny because when the first game first came out, I thought that was kind of an asset of the game. You know, that every week brought, like, different challenges with it. And that, you know, you'd have to redesign your deck accordingly to fit in with the hot location. But over time, people have gotten more negative on that just because they kind of don't want to think every week and have to, like, adapt to the meta. Yeah, I got 4 seconds left here. Yeah, it looks like there was a whole area after that. Whole area after that. I would have to get a key to proceed. Yeah, I wasn't gonna do that. If you lose your thing, okay, well, you're fucked because there's no replacement thing, and there's also no way to kill that guy without a link. One more card. Been rereading / re-listening to the Dresden Files, which is an urban fantasy series. The other day, I finished Blood Rights, which is the 6th book, and I started into the 7th book, Deadbeat. The 6th book is sort of the White Council book, or the White Court book, which, Court of Vampires, you see. They're basically like a bunch of, succubi and incubi, you know, sexual, you know, like, that sort of predator, you know. Temptress, all that. And, the basic plot is that, there is a White Court, you know, succubi-affiliated, porno shoot that, someone's been murdering people on. And, they want Harry to go in undercover and figure out who's been killing people that are, connected to this, porn guy who's like a director in the porno industry. It's a pretty fun setting. You know, having to see, like, what's up with all these, you know, porno... in the porno industry. And, like, how that all stuff It's a fun setting. Look at that. Time saver. And it's pretty well done. I feel like I'm fucked. I got a hit, I got fucked, aren't I? Yeah, I don't think I can do it without the thing. You're not plucked? I kind of was. It's a fun setting, and also, you know, they're fun villains and supernatural baddies to confront the White Court guys. There's also a theme of like brotherhood, or like not brotherhood, like family. There's a lot of family stuff going on, and also in that book, Harry Dresden gets some additions to his house and his home, to his like bunch of confidants, which are very cool and good to see. I'll not spoil like the main thing that he gains, the main change, but he does get a dog, which is fantastic, and also the dog is really cool. And you know, in later books especially, you find out like, oh, this dog is a really fucking good dog. Bloodright, really cool. One thing I'll say is that throughout the book, one of the ways that the bad guys are doing killings is that they're using like a bad luck curse, right? Basically directing a bunch of bad luck their way, the person's way, which invariably causes them to die. And in the middle of a fight against some vampires, some like Bram Stoker style vampires, not succubi, Harry redirects the bad luck into one of the vampires, who is immediately killed by a frozen turkey that fell out of an airplane, apparently, which is just a very funny way to kill someone. You know, very Looney Tunes. And this like serious, hard-knuckled like spells and you know, like I said, like it's urban fantasy. Harry's like a private eye in addition to being a wizard, and he killed someone with a turkey that fell from the sky. Very funny and good. I've now started into the 7th book, Dead Beat, which is the Necromancer book, and it's fucking really good. Like, holy fucking shit. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Basically, the plot is that a number of necromancers come to town and are trying to find a book that'll let them become like a super demon, like a god, basically. And Harry wants to find the book before they do, so that they don't kill a lot of people and become god, or whatever the fuck they're up to. Throughout the books, the way that magic is portrayed is very interesting, and I feel like the way necromancy is described is especially so. One of the things that's neat about it is that necromancers, they have to like put like a drum beat out. They have to work in accords with a drum beat, because what they do is they use the magic to replace the beating of the target creature's heart with the drum beat. So they sort of trick the creature into thinking the drum beat is their own heart, which is a nice little effective bit of lore, a bit of flavor. I'm fucked. Is a little bit of flavor that makes it so that every necromancer has to have a different way of like doing a drum beat while they're controlling the undead. Whether they got like a guy next to them who's just like a normal guy with a drum, who's like literally drumming, whether they're like banging a novel on their leg, you know, sort of like going like this, and sort of making that into heartbeat using magic. Or in some cases, like in one case late in the novel, little spoiler, there's a really amazing moment where like the Harry just pops outside, you know, after some sort of other scene. I don't know, it's been a bit. but he pops out into the Chicago night and just hears bass. Just the loudest bass you've ever heard, and suddenly just fucking cold sweats, fucking zombie horde is coming. You hear bass in this universe, you know zombies are a possibility, and that's just really cool. And makes for some good-ass bits. That's why, by the way, that's the deadbeat part of the name, why it's dead beats. Because, you know, drums. And that whole element of necromancy. There was a whole scene at the start of that book, too, that I forgot that was really flavorful and amazing. Where, like, a lore dump is done, basically describing the way in which necromancers see the world and see magic in this universe. Basically saying, like, oh, you know, death isn't something that's foreign to us, actually. Think about it like this. Every cell in your body constantly is dying and being reborn. That's death. Death is part of you. And hair fucking cock. Also, hair is dead. Fingernails are dead. If you draw on those for your power, you'll, you know, you can use that to, you know, do necromancy stuff. It's like, oh shit, that's... Never thought about it like that, but that actually makes sense, don't it? Ooh, that makes sense in a kind of creepy, weirdo way. Really fucking good flavor in this one. And, yeah, I'm really fucking enjoying the reread. Like I said on previous occasions, even before I started reading Deadbeat. Deadbeat is maybe the part where the series goes from phenomenal, or it goes from, really great to phenomenal. Deadbeat is just a remarkably good entry in the series, and they kind of only get better from there. Or just as good. Well, I kind of didn't like the latest book as much, but in general, like once Deadbeat happens, it's as good as it's getting, and it's fucking really good. Anyway, that's the Dresden Files reread update. When I reread those books, I tend to get really tunnel vision. You know, I tend to like just reread them all and spend a lot of time just you know, going through them, not taking that many breaks and shit. And you know, sure enough, that's what I'm doing now. Yeah. It does mean I'm getting behind on stuff, but I'm trying to not get too far behind, you know? We'll talk about that later, I guess. We're in the last minute of the 15-minute timer, so that's cool. We have 30 seconds. Let's try to get through. Fuck me. Fucking, I was on the wrong side of the vine as well. Vines, man. One more card. Trying to catch up on stuff. Okay, well, this is what I was about to say. Last weekend, I fell particularly behind on like anime, TV, etc. It wasn't until Tuesday that I watched The Last of Us, the last episode of Last of Us, which I thought was pretty solid. And I also was pretty behind on seasonal anime, but over the last couple days, I, you know, took the time to actually catch up and shit, and not get too far behind. I know it's silly, but it's important to me to try to keep abreast of all that stuff, to keep from falling behind. Last of Us is dope. Yeah, it's been really good. I'm sorry, I accidentally quit. I'll go back in. 5 last tries. Let's go. And it feels good to be caught up. That said, I haven't had time to like do, because I've been re-listening to these books, I haven't had time to like rewatch anime, keep up with that, and keep progressing down like the animes that I've been rewatching. I'm behind on podcasts as well, on video features of websites I like. Like I mentioned before, I sometimes watch a little bit of Giant Bomb stuff. Specifically these days, just Blight Club and Demo Derby. I want to watch that, and I haven't been able to. I haven't found the time since I've been so fucking heads down rereading these books, which I know is a self-inflicted problem. It's not a real problem, but still, man, it's hard to do multiple things at once, I guess. Make solid progress in books, and also fuck me, and also other things as well. But I'm sure like once I finish, I'll have plenty of time, and then eventually I'll get into the opposite problem, which is like, oh, I'm running out of things to put on in the background while I play a game, or while I drive, or while I, do work or whatever, Having a backlog of stuff, it's not a bad problem to have, so long as you eventually find the time. I'd rather have a backlog than have, nothing to watch or nothing to do. By the way, typically we would consider a timeout to be as many lives as 100-second intervals that the level is, but this is a 100-second level, so it would only count for one life anyway, so, a timeout will be a death, same as any other death in this case. And I'm like 7 books in now, and there's like, I think, how many fucking books are there? 17? So like nearly halfway through. And these books, they're only, I just came off rereading Codex Alera, which those books tend to be like 20 hours long. Each of these is more in the manner of like, 12, 10 to 12, basically. So it's a lot easier to get through them without, being too much of a bother, Oh, sick, look at that. That guy just totally took care of the other guy for us. Easy. Uh-oh. 10 seconds, can we make it? Oh god! Gotta blast a hole in the wall. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. That was close. Hey, look at that. We only needed one more life past that one. GG's all around. Thank you for the level. Hope you enjoyed me talking about stuff while I did so. You're welcome, Wall Kid. Put in a complete and put in a next as well, so we see whose level is up next. It is X-Cube, who just did emotes. Looks like a guy going like this. That's very nice. There's a lot of good stuff. You know what I'll say? Maybe it's not really a Dresden Files thing. Maybe it's just that whenever I rewatch or revisit something that's really long, I want to do like long sessions of it, because it takes like, dozens, if it takes like dozens of hours to get to some of the really good stuff that's down the line, then I really need to hustle to get there. Meanwhile, if I replay something that's like 6 hours long, let's say like a game or something, I'm more willing to take my time and just let it just go an hour at a time and go from there, you know? Like, if I'm watching like a really long anime that's like, you know, like Haikyuu, for instance, it's really easy to binge that and, you know, want to continually be making progress so that, you know, I can get through it in a reasonable time. Maybe that's part of it more than this just inherently the inherent quality of Dresden Files. I don't know. Anyway, y'all, it is now time for the lightning round. During the lightning round, I only have 5 tries to beat each level. 5 tries, refreshing at checkpoints, 7 for subs, and also for the first person who gets their level played in a night. And those extra lives are represented by additional heads. And you can see here they come in a variety of forms from various Mario characters like Wario or Bowser or Luigi. And they also come in a few that are not from Mario. Like, you know, there's some Donkey Kong ones in there. And even a Simpsons heads, if you look closely. Mega Man and Sonic heads are also in there. A lot of those are from other streams where I also had a limited lives hooked for them, and I now turn them into bonus heads now that those other streams are done. I'm gonna pull up the blinders so we cannot see what we're getting, and just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You got Peach. X Cube thinks we can do it in 7, no problem. That's cool. Also, it's 7 refreshing at checkpoints. Keep that in mind. Anyway, let's go. Let's do it. This is a maker code. Newest level. Okay, you got it. It's an auto scroll. And it's single player. Very good. I don't tend to mark my levels single player, even though they very much are. I don't know. I like to just mark them as themed traditional. I think that or themed. Is it themed traditional? Standard. That's what it is. That's what the tag is. I feel like that tag is good enough, even though, you know, they're very much not designed with multiplayer in mind. And I bet if you take them into multiplayer, you're probably gonna run into some weird logic and some weird like timings that you wouldn't in anything else. Okay, so that said Sonic on the thing. And it says to go. Is it gonna like speed up and go really fast? Oh, do we have to kill all these guys or what? I kind of thought it would, Okay, so we kill all those guys and then it goes. No spoilers. I mark level single player if they flat won't work in versus. That's probably the nice thing to do. I don't know, I feel like the onus should be on the game to be like, you shouldn't have to spend a tag to mark something single player or multiplayer. There should be a tag that basically says like, will this work in multiplayer, yes or no? Like just as a flag outside of the tagging system. Just because like that sort of distinction is more important, I think. Hello, Monster. Hello, Monster SMM Super Mario Maker 3. Not a real game yet. Oh. Ooh, that's some coughing. I'm going well. My sleep schedule has been a little erratic, but it's getting to a normal place. Last night, I slept, from a normal time, at least for me. And I'm hoping to keep that up in the coming days. And not getting too out of place. Fucking up left and right here. Nice. I see what we do here. We hide up here. Very nice. Anyway, I'm doing well. You're good? That's great, monster. Let's kill these guys. Oh shit, there's more guys where that came from. I definitely don't want to die. This is kind of a long level. Fucking cock! Guy was standing on top of the thing. Oh good, there was a checkpoint. Okay, there was a checkpoint at the midway. So we don't have to repeat the longest parts of the level. I didn't notice that, but that's nice. I'll also say, like, with all the book rereading and such, I haven't had time to really mess around with my level too much. But I guess, actually, maybe I should. I've been playing, like, Game Boy games and such while I read my book, oftentimes. Maybe I should just be doing, like, some Mario making. Try to hash out some things that work for my next level and such. Little focus, I bet I could get through it, On down. Okay, we just had to kill the one of them, apparently. Very nice. Thank you for the level. That was quite doable. Get this, I sometimes forget what the command for getting down the extra heads is. I wouldn't mind eventually getting like a Stream Deck. Then I could just program in these hotkeys, and I could look at them, and the buttons would be labeled with like, oh, this is head 1, head 2, head 3, head 4, etc. That'd be a very convenient way to do the thing, Just using this old keyboard is a little inefficient, Doesn't work as well as it could. And also, there's not that many options, so I'm kind of like, if I want to add more hotkeys, I have to think of weird combinations for them, which ain't great. Thank you for the level, X-Cube. Let me go ahead and mark you as complete. And then we'll go on to the next one. Complete. Next. Highway. Highway, you still here? Let me at Highway. Highway. You are up. Highway, go ahead. Okay, there you go. You are here. Excellent. Good. I'm gonna punch in the code. Meanwhile, I'm gonna pull up another card. I've been playing through Psychonauts 2. So yeah, just got into one of the later heads, Cassie's head. And, I'm sort of in the third act now. Just have to do Cassie, and then the 2 final heads, and then I'll be done. Been really enjoying going through that game. That game has really amazing production values, very funny writing, and a lot of little details that I'm trying to notice now going through this time. I will say, though, I do think Cassie's level is a bit of a slog, and probably like my least favorite level of the lot of them. Unfortunately, I just think it's a little dry, and some of the tricks that it does are done better elsewhere in the game. Like, in particular, when, I think that, what's her name? Hollis. Hollis's brain does the 2D stuff better. It's just a coincidence that, watching the documentary was interesting because it turned out that the book stuff in that chapter, in that brain, was developed first, but I think it's kind of a shame that it's kind of overshadowed by the X-ray stuff, which ends up, you know, happening earlier in the game, and thus it's a little more memorable as a result. Here we have speedrun. First try, let's go. There we go. Anyway, looking forward to getting through that. I think one of the brains is not quite... One of the brains is a little bit linear, a little bit like... Could use a little less exposition. And the other brain, I think, could use a little more meat. But they're both very cool concepts and very cool brains. So I'm looking forward to finishing that off. And, you know... And whatever. Making sure you're alright. I'm good, Seagull. How you doing? So yeah, that's Psychonauts 2. A game that obviously I can't play while I'm listening to audiobooks, so, you know, it's sort of something I have to, like, spend time on and, like, to go out of my way to progress in. But each world is reasonably not that long. You know, and there's, like, worlds that are longer, brains that are longer, and brains that are shorter. I think overall it's just very well paced, though I do think there should have been another brain in the third act, and also more NPCs to interact with in the third act. The hub area for the third act is just a little barren for my tastes. But that's a minor concern when the game is otherwise really damn good. Thank you, Highway, for the stage. Let me go ahead and see who's next. Lord Bowser. Lord Bowser, you're up. Let's go ahead and, Lord Bowser, you are up, my man. Lord Bowser, you're up. Go ahead and confirm. And I'll go ahead and type this in. Doesn't inform you if you've submitted a level before. I don't think you played this one, but it could be wrong. If it's a level I've completed before, and I've marked it as so, it won't let you put it in again. It'll say I've already done it. But if I haven't done it, it'll let you do it. So just go ahead and try. And if it is a level I've completed before, and you don't want to see it again, I can, you know, substitute it for another level in the moment if we have to. Let's go. Dim Wiggler Oasis. The first version of this was incredibly hard. Let's see how the new version of it holds up. It looks like the clear rate is a lot more regular, so probably won't be nearly as hard, I hope. That Yoshi is saying GG. Oh, okay, I see. Woo! That Wiggler is still a motherfucker. It's a little easier. Okay. That Wiggler is still a problem, but a problem hopefully I can deal with. I think if I keep on swimming... Dang it. This lets me go faster, which means that I can, you know, maybe avoid some of these guys. Woo! Whoa! That was too damn close. Wigglers cannot attack me when they're below me, I guess. They'll only just bonk off me. I have no time to get that power up.
Oh no!
Jeez, this is still pretty hard, I'll say. Still definitely one of your hardest levels, I think, Bowser. I get it though. The wigglers, the underwater wigglers, especially these seeking ones, just make for very challenging enemies to deal with. You know, it's just in their nature that they pursue you. They just don't stop, and they make it kind of hard to
No.
find time to get mushrooms. Yeah, this one's hard, man. If I were to say, like, here's the one thing I think would make it a lot easier than it is now. And I think the main reason it is this hard in the first place, it's because to get a power-up, you have to stop, and that gives the guys time to catch up with you. If this was using, like, power-ups on rails or something, you know, power-ups you could just pick up without spending any time.
Oh no.
You know, instead of like this, you have to literally stop and wait, and this gives the enemies times to get in on you and fuck you up. If it was on rails, it would be like twice as easy. I think you would see a clear rate like twice as high, at least, if the power-ups did not require you to go out of your way to get them. But that's part of the risk-reward, I guess. Probably intentional that it, you know, is risky to get the power-ups. Also, when you're holding the POW like this, it's harder to hit the block. And if you give up your POW, you're going to be moving a lot slower. Which is a problem when these guys are constantly at your neck. And going right up your asshole. Maybe some of these sections are easier, though. If you're not doing a thing. If you're not carrying the POW block. Jesus, so much. You have to maneuver so much to get around these guys, huh? This is tougher than I want my hybrid water level to be, I will say, by the way. If you're wondering. Obviously, I'm working on mine as well. Oh, let's go.
Oh, yeah.
We got through it.
Time.
That's tough, though. Mainly because power-ups cost you time to get. That's the main reason it's as difficult as it is. Thank you, thank you. Gonna go ahead and hit complete. And do the next level. Pegwing. Pegwing is up again. And Pegwing is here. Very good. Let me do another card, though. I'm playing Mario and Luigi. That and Minish Cap are two GBA games that I've been playing idly while rereading the book. Rereading the books. You know, as in podcast, in audiobook form, I mean. Those have just been really fun to go through. I just got the hammers. Actually, that's not true anymore. I went from getting the hammers to getting the fire and the electricity, and you know, getting the. I went from getting the hammers to getting the hammer moves. You know, the hammer buddy moves to getting the fire and the electricity, and you know, pretty soon I guess I'll get the combination moves for that as well. That game moves really quickly. That first one. I think that's one of the reasons why people like it so much. You know, it's not over padded at all. It's just like, okay, you go to this area, now you go to this area and you do a thing, now you go to this area and do a thing, and each time you go to an area and do a thing, you're getting new things, you're getting new abilities, and it's just going very fast. And I know after, like, the area that I'm at right now, right, I'm about to go to the airport. After you do the airport thing, the game is going to basically go open world for a while, and let you proceed on, like, multiple fronts. You know, let you do, like, okay, you can do that one, or that one. There's 4 shards of this thing, and I think you can do any of them in any order, which I think is pretty neat. Boo Rail Mansion. Cool. And I think that's another reason why it doesn't have the reputation that later games have that get pretty bloated, you know, get pretty, like, bogged down in, like, in missions that are just a little too repetitive, you know? You don't know if you'll clear it in 5 or not. This is cool, though. It's a platform level. And I see that these are, yellow blocks, which means that if I were to stand like this, I'd have to clear... Well, maybe that was a bad idea. I could, in theory, hit them and then go up through them. In theory, anyway. In theory. Anyway, I've been enjoying going through those games. In Zelda, I'm right after the third dungeon in Minish Cap. I've just got the third dungeon completed, got the Ocarina that lets you fast travel, and now just you know, doing whatever stuff I have to do before I go to the water dungeon. That'll be pretty good. You know, I've been playing it randomized for a bit recently. You know, going through Minish Cap Randomizer. But it's nice to go through the full regular game again. You know, in the randomizer, you don't... There's a couple things you don't do in the randomizer, like, for instance, you don't do any fusing, you don't do any kinstone stuff, and you also don't have to worry about collecting kinstones, whereas, like, you know, in this, I have had to do that, and, been a little silly at times. Like, I wanted to get the guy... Shit, I didn't think about that. That would be bad, I think, if that had gone through. I want to get the guy who, I wanted to get the guy who is sick taken care of, and to do that, I had to get, like, wanted to get the guy who was sick taken care of, and to do that, I had to get the right red kinstone, and I ended up really just looking around in a million places and eventually just buying one and then using the rewind to get the right RNG to get the right red kinstone for that. Thank you for level, Pegwing. Nearly one-shotted. Yes, that's right, that was two-shotted. Would have done sudden death if that had been the thing. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, those games are really good. Those two. Minish Cap and Mario and Luigi. I think that the GBA has... I think that the GBA has the best 2D library of any 2D console. 2D platform. And, you know, they picked only a couple games to start with, but I'm sure over time, as they add more, I will enjoy going through those again on the Switch as well. That's gonna be rad. Monster is up next, and Monster is here. Let's go ahead and do it. I think it's nearly time to wind down the stream. I'll say I'm not gonna close the queue quite yet, but in a couple more levels maybe, like a level or two, let's did I type that in wrong? Oh, that's a 5, not an S. In a few more levels, we'll tie off the queue and you know, wind down, and we'll let's pay attention to this. We gotta recognize the songs here. Well, that's Mario. That's definitely Mario. It's not Tetris. Okay, what? Oh, shit. I thought we were running again. Very recognizable Mario song, too. Wonder what the next song will be. Will these all be easily recognizable songs? Was that Smash Brothers? No. I think that was Kirby. That's the duh, 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 duh. That's that song. I don't think it was Pokemon. Yes. I was talking with some folks about like theme park stuff, and the thing about Pokemon was brought up that like, oh, it's actually Pokemon. Hang on, Pokemon. It's kind of just like not really that well themed, right? Like I don't know what you do for a Pokemon theme park, right? I think you do two things. One, you have Pokemon like poking their heads out windows and like all around the park. That's the first thing you do. The second thing you do is you have a Poke Center. You have a Poke Center. You have a Pokemart, and you have a gym. Maybe the ride is the gym. You can even do like a Team Rocket thing. Actually, you do like a Team Rocket balloon. Maybe there's a Team Rocket ride. I don't know. Hang on. What we got here? Animal Crossing. Well, it's definitely not Donkey Kong. That's Animal Crossing right there. Took me a second to recognize it, but I got it. Well, that is much too zippy, much too lighthearted to be Metroid. That must be a Splatoon song. I didn't catch what that was just based on the song, but process of elimination pretty easy there. Nice work. That's a good idea for a level. I would love to see another skew of it, maybe with more obscure songs that were harder to get. I would like a difficulty 3 version of this. I wonder. Let's see. Do you have more of them? You gotta take off, Pegwin. Thanks for hanging out and stopping by. Not yet, no. It's a good idea for a stage. Hope you make more of that. That's real neat. All right then. Complete. Next up is Highway. Highway, you're up. You're up. And I'll say, after this level, I will close the queue. That's how we'll do it. We'll close the queue after this level. Sound good? Let's do that. We're winding down here. We're winding down here. Friday streams, they start early and they end early. I like that about them. They don't go late into the night. I have been thinking, after so many like streams that go from like 8 p.m. to like 2 a.m., maybe you should look to shorten that a little. Maybe look to do more in the manner of like 4-hour streams Thursday and Monday. But I don't know. It's fun to make. Persona is such a long game. Doing the longer sessions helps to get through it. And also if I want to like do multiple things in a stream, see cutscenes and also do a little dungeon or something, or hang out and do dungeon, etc. The extra time helps me get to farther places and helps me actually do everything I wanted to do within a single episode. It's just, or a single stream. But, you know. Highway, I don't see Highway yet, but I'm gonna say we're gonna do it in sudden death. Highway, if you're here, speak up and I will convert you over to the regular, as you know. And anytime during this level, speak up and I'll convert you over. Oh! Bad coughs. I know. Ugh. Whoa, gamer guy! Raiding with a party of 3. Hey, the French Bleach, you back? How you doing? Highway? Highway is here, fantastic. How is everyone doing? I said I was, gonna wind down after this level, you know, close the queue and all, but queue is open. Hey, whoa, gamer guy. Queue is open. Go ahead and get your levels in there. I appreciate the big raid. I don't know if I knew you did streams, whoa, gamer guy. I'll have to follow you if I didn't before. The first raid in a while. Been a while since I saw a raid here on this channel, and I appreciate the hell out of it. Yeah, I can see that, French Bleach. It says so on your thing. Go ahead and get your levels in. By the way, French Bleach, I don't know if you saw. You were probably away for a bit, but I fucking beat your super world. I beat the boss. I beat Bowser. First try, even in sudden death. So that's done. No more of that super world. Yeah, man, I know. Surprised me too, considering how many times I tried it before tonight, how many other streams it's been on. Nah, I just fucking blew it out, you know, just knocked it out of the park. It felt really great. Oh man, you should have seen it. You got to 2-1 of his super world? It's a long one. Yeah. Well, it's a full-length one. Most of his levels are pretty easy, I'll say, in that super world. It's only the last ones, the last couple of levels that are difficult. How in the eggs throwing hell did you beat it in the first try? I know, right? It was such a good... It felt so good. It felt so good. You should watch the VOD later on, see what happened. It was pretty fucking surprising, even to me, the one who did it. What happened, I'll tell you what happened. Bowser went off the bottom. I didn't win by, like, the other way of doing it, right? I didn't win via... Okay, this is a difficult part, so let's do it right. I didn't win by fireballing Bowser. He fell off the bottom. I was able to make a path and get him down. Did I already get the stuff that's down there? Yeah, looks like. Not sure which way to go, on or off, but... You bet your butt I'm gonna watch that VOD? Hell yeah, dude. Okay. By the way, for those who don't know, I don't know if there's anyone from the raid who doesn't know me or what I do here. I'm the Master DS. I do viewer levels and also do other things. Like right now, I'm replaying through. I'm doing a full playthrough of Persona 5 Royale on Mondays and Thursdays. And what I do is viewer levels. especially tonight. And right now, specifically, I'm doing what's called the lightning round, where I only get 5 tries to do each level. 5 tries refreshing at checkpoints, and 7 for subs, basically, is how we do things. It's how it works. It's a fun challenge time towards the end of each stream. I say towards the end. Usually it encompasses a little over half of each Mario Maker stream. But it's a fun time. We get more levels in, and we're able to... There's a key down there. I don't remember there being a key there before. That's funny. Thank you for the follow. Barnstorm R. Thought you were... Barnstorm, I see y'all. I've seen you before. You weren't following? No matter. I swear I was already following you. Yeah, I know, right? It could be, I think. I've heard that if you follow a lot of people, you know, you can only follow so many and they can fall off the bottom or whatever. When you follow additional people, some others get unfollowed, but not sure if that's what's going on there, if it's something else. Ooh. Woo! We got 94 coins. You blame Twitch? That's probably a safe bet. Probably a safe bet to blame Twitch. In any case. So yeah, I do viewer levels. I do on Fridays. I do Persona 5 Royale on Mondays and Thursdays. We're most of the way through that game. We just got to the point where we catch up to the cold open. You know, that's towards the end of that game. It's pretty late into that game, like a couple more dungeons left. And then, you know, we'll be free to do other things for a change. And I'll tell you, I have some ideas. I'll tell you. I have to, like... Oh, I need a spring to go up there. Whoa. And there's a spring right there, in fact, so... Let's go get that. One idea I kicked around earlier this stream that I think I'm going to do is after I finish... After I finish Persona 5, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna replay a bunch of, I'm gonna replay the Pikmin series. And I'm going to do it one day at a time. That is to say, and this is a dumb idea I came up with just now, by the way, so, you know, we'll see if we end up going through with it, but probably. Oh, fuck. We need to do that earlier before we hit do the other one. That's what we learned there. We'll be doing Pikmin one day. Dumb death, yeah, I know, right? We'll be doing Pikmin one day at a time. That is a day from Pikmin 1, a day from Pikmin 2, a day from Pikmin 3 Deluxe, and then back again. Back to the start. Back to Pikmin 1 for another day. Dumber death, yes. I know it. So I think that'll be a fun thing, you know. We'll go through the games one at a time and you know, have fun going from the worst of the Pikmin games, I guess, like not counting the mobile one, the handheld one, to the best of them, Deluxe, which is phenomenal, by the way. If you haven't played Pikmin 3 Deluxe, it's the best Pikmin game, I think, bar none. That death was like medium dumb. Less dumb than the previous two. So that's an idea I have. I can't say when that'll be because I have to get through Persona before that'll start. But that'll probably be a once a week stream, and I'll probably have, I'll probably do like a Monday stream and a Thursday stream, and then I'll probably have that be like a weekly stream on like Monday or Thursday. Maybe Thursday, let's say. Let's say that'll be the Thursday stream once I finish Persona 5 Royale. And we'll go through that game and, go through those games and see how long it takes us. And hopefully that'll all be before, hopefully that'll all be before the new game comes out in that franchise that I am talking about. Pikmin 5. Pikmin 4, what the fuck? Not thinking. That'll be hopefully all before Pikmin 4 comes out. Which, hey, I'm looking forward to. Really, really glad they keep on making Pikmin games at a steady rate. I hope they continue making those for some time to come. Just keep on adding Pikmin types. Keep on keeping on. I think that'd be fun. Let's go this way. We're gonna go the other way this time. Why did you even, Death? It's because I jumped badly. That's... Ah! That guy was right in the wrong space. Right in the wrong place. Thank you for the level. That's all. Tell you what. Let's do one more level. We'll do Lord Bowser's next level. And then after that, I will give y'all some time and, to get in any last levels. And then we'll close the queue after that. Yes, Highway, you can go ahead and get another one in. Lord Bowser, I expect you will also be able to get another one in. Just letting y'all know how that'll be. Let's go ahead and get that done. N45 BP5 Y7G. I will say in Persona 5, I'm nearly reaching the parts that are brand new to me. I'm near to the 3rd semester, and I'm really excited to find out like everything that's just brand new to this installment, this version of Persona 5. I played through Persona 5 before, so a lot of it is not new to me, but everything that's new to me so far, I've been fucking thrilled to see, and I'm excited as hell to see more. And especially when we get to the 3rd semester, everything will be new, and that's gonna be fucking really exciting. I'm not sure how long that 3rd semester is, whether it's like a month or if it's like 2 months, if there's like one dungeon or multiple dungeons in there. Time-wise, you could easily see there being multiple dungeons because like, oh, it's the 3rd semester. Each dungeon usually takes about a month. A semester could be like 3 months. You do the math, right? But I'm sort of skeptical about that. My bet is that it's more like one dungeon and a bunch of hanging out time. Maybe a bunch of side activities. I want to be surprised. I don't want to necessarily know everything that's coming. If there's like a ski trip or something. Like I know in Persona 4 Golden, they added a ski trip, which I'll say I never saw because I never finished. Never got that far into Golden because it was a Vita game. And how often do you use... playing 100 hours of a 100-hour game on a Vita, yeah, that was just never gonna happen. Maybe eventually I'll come back to that and do Persona 4 Golden, now that it's on like a regular console, and also on Game Pass, so I don't have to buy it again. But definitely definitely not on stream. You know, after going through over 100 hours of Persona 5 that way. It's a long game to do a full-on replay on stream for, you know? No, I don't know. Maybe I could see... I wonder, like, if Persona 6 comes out, should I play through the entirety of that on stream? Or should that be an off-stream game? I mean, if I do it off-stream, I can get through it faster. You know, and then just, you know, do it just in my free time whenever I want. Without worrying too much about it. But, it could also be a really fun stream game once that happens. Alright, I'm gonna hit complete. Folks, we are in last call here. Go ahead and get any last levels you have on hand in. Lord Bowser getting one in. I'm going to very quickly, and by the way, I also hit next, so French Bleach, you're up next. Go ahead and get any last levels you have in, and then we'll go through the queue. And I'll show off one of my own levels in the meantime. What levels should I show off? I'll show off an early level, one that also has a hybrid water level, and also is in the Super Mario Brothers theme, which is part of the reason I'm a little worried about this next level, this hybrid water level that's in Super Mario Brothers 1. Because I've already done a hybrid water level in this theme before, I'm gonna have to do some work to try to make it stand out from this one. One thing I am thinking, making sure you cannot see the sky, so it looks more like the interior of a meteor, or of an asteroid. That's one part of it. The other part, of course, will be the rising and falling water levels, and definitely a lot of cave backgrounds. I don't know. I'll tell you I have some ideas, but maybe I should just go back to the drawing board. Maybe I should just make it an underwater, like a pure underwater level, or something else of the sort. Maybe like a water level where... Really, while it's true I haven't done a rising and falling water level in this super world, I also haven't done a water level where the overworld is water and the subworld is not water. You know, I haven't done a level where you go into the water and you come out the other side and it's not water. You know, something like that. That sort of hybrid water level is not in the super world, and maybe it should be. Maybe it should be. Yeah, I'm tempted to just, like, nux everything I have now and put that on ice. Maybe eventually I'll come back to those ideas, but maybe not for this level. Theming purposes, I think also the theming doesn't really work so far. Everything I've tried is a little rough, you know. Oh, by the way, in this level, you have to stand on the donut blocks to trigger the boneheads, and also there are ones that are below spikes where you really don't want to trigger them, which I thought was an interesting thing. Also, they're a great way of getting the player out of the water, when, you know, after a swimming section, which I think is a hard part of a water level. You know, making an interesting way to get out of the water, other than like half-heartedly jumping out like normal style, which can feel a little weird because you don't get like full height jumping out of the water. You know, it feels a little subdued. You know. Anyway, that was me playing one of my own levels to buy y'all time. Impressively, you still had enough entities to make that level feel full. Yeah, totally, man. Let me see. I wonder how close it was. It was probably, like, just literally... It might have been, like, on the fucking, razor's edge there. Let me see. 1, 2, 3... Actually, I had a lot of wiggle room. I had 10 I was 10 objects below the limit in the overworld. And in the subworld, I bet you I didn't even come close enough to notice, I bet. I mean, I don't remember. It's been a while, and, you know, this was before I was a streamer, so none of it was even on stream. Yeah. Maybe the overworld was close enough to notice, but this one, very obviously, that is more than enough to never even notice that it could be a problem. I will say, one thing I did do. One thing I did make sure to do is, so here in the overworld, right? You can see that, the first half is here in the overworld, but it's not the entire first half, right? You can see if you look at the map, it only uses a little more than half the overworld. That's because with sections like this, you know, with like skulls, if this was all in the subworld, it would fill up the limit really fast, right? If this was all in the subworld. So I had to divide the second half between the overworld and the subworld, just to make sure that wasn't an issue. That said, it looks like I was pretty much well over the limit in the subworld, so maybe I did too good of a job. I guess, you know, if you look at it, there's not that many big skull sequences, just here, and here, whereas the other part has like big, huge sections of just skulls as floors. Has a lot more of that. So I guess that's why the overworld got closer. But also, you know, if this part had been in the overworld, or if the other part had been in the subworld, probably would be coming a lot closer to that limit. I say I don't remember, and then I look at it and I go like, oh yeah, I can see what I did. I remember what techniques I did. A lot of levels you run into the entity limits. And I'll say, like, from a personal perspective, I believe that when you run into those limitations, when the entity limit gives you trouble, when you run out of room, I think in those circumstances, that is what forces you to come up with creative solutions, which overall I think might result in a better level than if you just had no obstacles whatsoever. I think that, you know, that restrictions breed creativity, that adversity, art from adversity, you know? I think that adversity, problems, breed creative solutions. Restraints breed creative solutions. That's what I believe. And overall, they can end up being a surprising boon to your level when you have to deal with them and come up with good ways to conserve and good ways to save space, and maybe have to cut a section that might have dragged a bit anyway if you were really, like, looking at it from a holistic point of view. Alright, let's go ahead and close the queue. Thank you for getting your levels in there. I'm closing the queue, and there you go. And by the way, if you're ever wondering if the queue is open or closed, you can look over there where it says queue. You can look over there, that way, to see queue is open, queue is closed on the little heads-up display thing. French Bleach's level is here. I think French Bleach was here when before I started buying you all the time to get your levels in. Let's go ahead and see the next level of French Bleach. That's right, you are here. That's good. I'll tell you what, right now, I am really, like, seriously thinking maybe this should be a mostly underwater level. Okay, here's my thought on my next level. Maybe it won't be entirely underwater, but it'll be mostly underwater, and maybe with like a hybrid water level thing in the overworld, you know? But an entirely underwater subworld. Actually, I've already done that. I've done that in World 5. I did that exact thing. Wouldn't be the most original thing in a world, but also in that level, you didn't actually do any platforming above the ground until the very end, so I guess it is still pretty different. I gotta think on that. Alright, as you can see, we beat the super world. So just choose any level. You got it. Castle puzzle? Let's do Care for a Ride. That sounds cool. I'm in the mood for a ride. Let's go. So yeah, I need to... I'm sure if I continue working at it, it'll come together, right? If I continue working at that level, it'll come together as is. But I don't know. I also feel like if this is to be a water level, you know, in the same way that the last level was an ice level, and the one before that was a, well, it's not a meteor level. That doesn't make sense. It would make more sense for it not to be a rising and falling water level, but for it to be a full-on 100% underwater level. I think you missed this level in the super world? Oh, maybe. Was this like a bonus level in the super world? I guess I missed it then. You've only made like 1 or 2 underwater levels? Yes. Me too. They're hard. It's hard to make a good underwater level. Oh, fuck me. That was a bad thing to hit. It's hard to make an underwater level that's satisfying and fun and flows well and is fast, right? Like it's easy to make a on foot level that's all those things, at least relatively, but when it comes time to make a underwater level, it's just like the basics are difficult. Even I would go so far as to say, like, I don't think even Nintendo making official Mario games can always make a perfectly fun underwater level. Even Donkey Kong Country, which I love. The water levels are, you know, not the hottest parts of them. Tropical Freeze water levels are pretty good. I kind of like how fast-paced they are. That's a smart way to do a water level, but most... Oh, fuck. Okay, cool. They just lead into each other. But most water levels are pretty slow-paced. And, you know, are always frustrating when you die in a water level. And you just want to, like, you know, get back or whatever. Oh, cool. Because we got the key, we can go in the door. That'll take us to the ending. We had to jump out of that. That was the wrong way. Yes, a death hole. That's right. That's exactly what that was, French Bleach. One thing I will say, I had a name idea for the level. I had a name idea for the next level, which was Abyssal Asteroid, which makes sense if it's an entirely underwater level, but maybe makes a little less sense if it's like half and half. Maybe it could be a half and half level where like the outside is like space or something. You know, and you're sort of like going back and forth between the depths of a water asteroid and the outside, which is all spacey and shit. That would make sense. And you know, as much as I hate to kill, the only rising and falling water level level in my super world, you know, sometimes you have to kill your darlings. And sometimes ideas just don't work out. And also, you know, I could always make that level down the line, even if it doesn't have a place in my super world. You know, maybe the next game will come out, and, you know, it'll have items in it that make sense for such a level, and I'll be able to do that. And the experimentations aren't all for naught. Like, I did find out that that Hammer Bros make for an interesting, dangerous enemy for a you know, for an underwater stage. So maybe Hammer Bros will be a major component in this next level, regardless of like whether it's a hybrid water level or a pure water level. I'll say it has to be one or the other. For a simple reason, which is that on the map screen, I'm using the 3 alternate titles, you know, like ice, desert, and water as the icons for these 3 middle of World 7 levels. And I don't know which way to go, but let's just go upwards. This ain't it. That was the last try, too. Thank you for the level. Let me show you what I mean. Let me show you what I mean real fast. Between this level and the next. Go ahead and get those tries refreshed for the next person, who is Barnstormer. Barnstormer is next. So in the world map, it's not loaded. I gotta load it. So here is my world map, and you can see there how you can see in the thumbnail, right? In World 7 here, the space world, how each of the levels is sort of like a icon in a void. You know, this one's the ice level, the desert level. This one's a water level. So it has to be a water level, but what kind of water level? I don't know. Why don't they let us upload multiple super worlds? Yeah, that's kind of a shame, isn't it? I wouldn't mind having a second super world. I used to have a placeholder one. I had a placeholder one back when, before I started on the super world, which just put together randomly a bunch of my old levels into a half coherent order. So you see here's I did a series early on, the 3D World Tour series. I just had that be World 1 and added in the bonus stage Board the Blocks as a bonus level, which I'll say I haven't done optional levels in this super world because I figure every one of them is more or less critical. For the second world, I did all these levels that are night levels with a weird twist to them. Bustery Blackwoods, a wind level. Zero G Refinery, a low G level. Power Up Out, a darkness level. Burberry Bounty, an ice level. And then the last one here is the Seam of Dreams, which is an upside down level. That wasn't made as part of that original series, but went ahead and put it as the final level of this world anyway. I think this world is all... No, it's not. I thought it was all Sky Worlds, but it's apparently not. Farron Floodway. Overcast Blast. Okay, that's a sky level. Mint Chocolate Mountain. Whatever. Harvest Heaven. That's a sky level. And, Anchor Drop Armada. That's a ship level. With World 3 and 4, I just sort of slotted in whatever levels made sense. And, just went with the flow. Cabin Fervor. The Reef with the Heart of Gold. The River Kicks. Okay, for the fourth world, these are all the remakes I made from the original. I had most of these levels in Mario Maker 1, and I remade them for Mario Maker 2. And this one is a spiritual successor to a Mario Maker 1 course. That's why it's the final of that original Super World that I did. Anyway, that's enough about that. Let's play Barnstormer's level. H278 H2G. Hyrule Field music. And 30% clear rate, so it's not that hard, but it's a little hard. Might kill us. Let's go. Let's see it. Again. Yeah, I think it's time for a... Oops. Good job on the music. This sounds really good. This is very Zelda. It sounds a little different from the original, of course, but... Ooh. Wow. Okay, no, it's getting there. This is very Ocarina of Time. Like, the vibes are all right. Or, not all right as in okay, they're all right as in they are correct. Some parts of it are just, like, really, really on point. The Boom Boom is a giant flying pea hat. Gotcha. Whoops. Dang it. It's a little difficult. But not that difficult. Almost one-shotted it, yeah. The Ocarina of Time, I think you nailed it. It doesn't sound exactly like the Ocarina of Time music, but in moments especially, you really get the... It just sounds like it, you know? You get the impression of Ocarina of Time. Very, very strongly. Thank you for the level, Barnstormer. Let's go ahead and see the next level. Complete. And next up, you're welcome, Barnstormer. Next up is Highway. Highway Lighthouse. Highway, go ahead and confirm. I'm going to pull up your level. One more level after this. Nice. We're almost... I'm a little tired, I don't know. A little tired. Not that tired. Not like I'll not go to sleep after this. That'd be ridiculous. I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff. Probably gonna watch some stuff. Probably watch a stream or two. And might even just stay up really, really late, as I tend to do, but I'm getting there. Which, probably a good thing. Highway is here. Fantastic. Chilly Hills. Okay, there's no... This is a short level, looks like. A short level that's not that hard. You got complaints that your levels were too tough? That's fair. Your levels are very unforgiving, and also they're very, what's the word, rigorous. They require a certain amount of rigor to get through cleanly, you know? I take it this is more of a traditional level. Let's go and let's do it. I wonder if the red coins are optional or mandatory. Underwater sequence here. Just sort of one that takes you from one pipe to the other. Oh, we don't need... Let's just go to the right to the thing. We don't need a 50. Doesn't do us any good. Now, I'll say, like, usually I do like to collect a 50 coin if I can. But if it's slow, you know, and underwater is slow, as you know. If it's slow, I'm just a lot less tempted to do so, you know? I think I'm gonna rework my level. My next level, I think I'm gonna rework the idea. It's gonna be called Abyssal Asteroid. Abyssal Asteroid? How does that sound? Like, does it have a ring to it? What do y'all think? Abyssal Asteroid. And it's going to be a, gonna be Abyssal Asteroid, and it's gonna be half water, half not. And maybe the outside parts are gonna go outside and, like, platform on the outside of, like outside of the asteroid, basically. That should be cool. I'm liking that idea. I think that's gonna be a lot more reliably good than the other idea I was trying. Which I will admit, you know, is a... I would rather it just work, right? Oh, I think I see what you're doing here. I think I would have rather made it work as is, but I don't think I can do the theming right. I don't think the other things are going to come together. Yeah, I think it's time to kill a darling. I see, so if you don't get the key, you can still run and make it here on foot. But if you don't have the key... But if you do have the key, it's a shortcut. That's not a bad design, Highway. I like it. Nice work. Rewards you for getting the key by saving your time, but if you don't, you still can get through. Last level here by our friend, Lord Bowser. I would call him our friend. Lord Bowser, regular viewer, all that, is here. Let's go ahead and play one last level from him. J2T. JTV. 9BG. Moles on conveyors. This is the 4th level of the thing. I take it you've reworked this a bit. Actually, you must have done, because I think I did play this. This one was hard. Okay, I'm remembering now. This one's hard. We gotta watch out for the guys on the ceiling. They're gonna drop on us. We don't want them to get the drop on us, if we can help it. I like this combination of elements.
Oh no!
It really makes the elements dangerous. These are dangerous elements to begin with, and you know, since if you want to play it properly, you have to wait and juke out these guys, the Shellies, the Buzzy Beetles. That gives the Monty Moles time enough to pop out of the ground, and while you're holding back, they're coming ever closer and, you know, becoming a real threat to you. Really good design. Really good, like, combination of enemies that works really well together and becomes quite dangerous. Very dangerous as a result. I'll get that mushroom there. We've gotten farther than we did last time I played it, though, so that's nice. I'm feeling like we might be right at the end here, pretty much. Nice. I could have switched the on-off, but I didn't know if there was a point to it. Might have helped us get through that section easier. Not sure. Alright, good. We got through. Very nice. Good work. Again, I think that combination of enemies makes for a really challenging and yet still very traditional level. They really complement each other well, and they make each other more dangerous as a result. You know, if you want to be careful of Monty Moles, you need to go fast. To avoid Monty Moles, you want to go fast. To avoid Buzzy Beetles, you gotta go slow. And the conflict between those two things makes for a very tricky level to make your way through. Very clever. Very good setup. Hats off to you. Alright, folks, that's gonna do it for today's stream. For the whole thing. Let me go ahead and get the schedule up. I'll be back on Monday. I'll be back on Monday. Oh, also, you know what? I didn't do a shout out earlier. Let me do a shout out for. Let me do shout out. Whoa, gamer, guy. How do I spell that? 1 second. Yep, I spelled it right. Oh, it's shout outs with SO. Whoa, gamer, guy. Oh, that's right. I changed it. I changed it to be so that the shout out would do both things. Let me try this. I wonder if this works. Shout out. Whoa, gamer, guy. Shit. Okay. I tried to make it so that the slash command shout outs would do both the on-screen thing and also the shout out in Twitch. And it only did one of those things, so I guess they have to be separate. That's a damn shame. Wish they could be the same. Wish they could be the same command. Thank you for the raid earlier, Whoa Gamer Guy. Let me see who's online and we can raid. Let us see now. Glower is doing Paper Mario. Kayla and Dan are doing Resident Evil 5. Phantom is doing Paper Mario. A lot of people streaming. You know, it's late night. Snow Bear is doing Mario Maker 2. Let's see. Anyone in particular? Deputy DK is streaming The Binding of Isaac. Now, I don't know nothing about Binding of Isaac, but I don't know nothing about The Binding of Isaac, but I haven't seen Deputy DK in a long time. Maybe we'll do the raid on him. That said, I just scrolled down and I see M-Chan is playing Persona 5 Royale, which I've been playing as well. Maybe we'll do a raid on an M-Chan. That makes sense. Let me see. Where do I know M-Chan from? Do I know M-Chan? I must if I follow them. Let me check my notes real fast. See if they're from someone. They're from somewhere. M-Chan. Where do I know M-Chan from? M-Chan. Really not sure off the top of my head. Maybe it's a new name. Maybe used to have a different name. I don't have an M-Cham in my notes. Not sure from where I know M-Cham. Let's go with M-Cham. Fuck it. I'm not sure how I know them, but I follow them, so they must be cool. And they're playing Persona 5 Royale, which I am playing as well right now. So I think it'd be cool to stop by them. Let me actually see if they're, like, ahead of me. If they're in the back half of the game. If they're, like, beyond, like, December, maybe we shouldn't. Okay, they're early game. They're early game. not ahead of me. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I don't remember how I know MCham, but... Playing Persona 5, which is a game I'm playing as well. Like to go over there and say hello. And again, if you want to see me play Persona 5, Monday and Thursday. I'll be back on Monday with Persona 5 Royale. And if you're looking for more Mario Maker, that'll be next Monday. Last time on Persona, we went through a boatload of cutscenes. Next time, we're going to be getting into one of the last dungeons in the original game. And one of the last dungeons in this, in Royale as well. Before the third semester. Look forward to that. That'll be fun. I'll see you guys next week. Have a good weekend. Bye.